Noir.
Right. Careful, sir.
Think about it.
No.
Noir is a primordial demon. He is one of the first, and he's
I
just
forgot
like,
my book outside.
let me do what I can for you,
You
sir.
might need that.
It's the same concept. He has done everything. He just kind of wants to see where this goes.
I got a Catholic question for you.
Okay. Just a second. Let me get my Pope hat.
In Catholicism, do the levels of hell have actual names, or is it just the level of sin that's associated with?
Okay, so that's a trick question. That's not technically a Catholic mythos understanding. That is specifically from Dante when he wrote the story of the Inferno.
We have to show you every time we turn it on.
That's right.
When he wrote the story of the Inferno as the basically fuck you story to, I can't remember what pope it was at the time.
Oh, it was.
He created the 7 levels of hell. And
so up until that point.
It's hell, purgatory, and heaven. There was no
Okay.
separation.
Interesting. That's very.
We're
And
fully
didn't he
up now, right?
put
Yes.
like different politicians?
Yep,
in
he put the pope he hated in the
Yep.
Yeah.
7th circle, frozen, attached to Satan,
Which-
frozen in the ice of those
I thought it was
betrayers
nice
and
though.
liars.
It was Judas.
Judas,
God,
that
was it-
pope, and oh
It was the great betrayers.
God! Now that you said that,
Yeah, I love the fact he took the poetic license.
it wasn't.
that-
It wasn't. Cain, was it?
I don't think it was
No.
Cain. But the fact that 2 of them were being devoured head first, and one was being devoured. But I love the fact that the poetic license of that, because this is the furthest place from the light of God, it's frozen.
Mm-hmm.
That is just poetic.
All right, now that we said
Ah.
it, my brain's got to look it up. Welcome to the stream where
Hey,
we learn
folks!
Catholic mythos from the Catholic.
Just the Catholic.
The Catholic, yeah.
Well, every table needs a resident Catholic.
In
So-
nomine Patris,
We all know
Filii, Sancti, you have a concussion.
I'm not surprised. I
That's
have
him every
several.
day.
I have several. Which one are we praying for this time?
So with that, let's go ahead. Hi, everyone. You can see we're waiting for our dear barbarian to show up, Mr. Grimwald Grizzlebrand. Seth will not be joining us this evening. I'm so jealous. He got to see Nathan Lane on Broadway. Seth is currently Kieran Steadybrook, the player. The person whose mental imaginary individual is Kieran Steadybrook is currently up in New York City right now, seeing some of the amazing on and off Broadway shows, including one with the famous Nathan Lane. That one was then he went and saw Peter Pan Goes Wrong with
You
the
want to feel
actual.
stupid?
Yeah.
You know who the third person was?
Who?
Et tu, Brute?
Bruta. Oh my God, the great. Yeah.
I can't believe neither of us thought of that.
Well, that was nothing. We were trying to figure out the answer to it was
42.
Napoleon Dynamite. It was blank dynamite, and the clue was famous French colonel who overtook and built the empire, was later exiled to Elba, the Isle of Elba. We're like, who is this? Who is this?
It's black dynamite.
Time runs out, and it just says Napoleon, and it was me, Pat, and Merritt. We went. Oh, we're not. We're done. We can't do this now. Hey, Raven.
The fact that Pat. Oh God.
All right. So with that, folks, apologies. We're just having some fun tonight. Pay no attention to what you see on the table. There is no war in Bossing Say. Speaking of war, may I present? The door might be locked.
It is.
Oh, can you reach it?
It is the one, the Cara. He's the one.
He's the only one that didn't take a level in Rogue.
Grandma Grizzlebrand, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's funny.
man.
The whole half of this table.
I was drinking water.
We put the rogues together.
Twitch is having
When are you
problems.
coming to our side?
When we level up.
Problems.
When can we level up?
Huh?
When we level up, that's when I move to that side of the table.
Oh, at the end of this chapter, you will level up.
So,
How many more
Which will
pages
be
are
yeah,
left?
this is
Oh, you're just now getting into page 3.
Don't
Okay,
worry.
I said how many are left.
It's like
not
this
which
long,
one
the
we're on.
page.
Well, we got a ways to go. It's fine.
Don't
Look,
worry.
you
I've got
guys
a
are level
plan.
I mean, the
15.
last 3 sessions have taken place over 4 hours of the morning.
We're not realistic.
Basically.
Look, you guys. I am trying to build a campaign for 7 level 15 characters. Technically, I can throw an ancient dragon at the 7 of you, and it'd be an easy fight. Now, it's an ancient black dragon. It'd be an easy fight. No. It'd be white and black together. The white dragon. That's the easy.
Any of them's easy to make friends.
And all dragons are friend shaped.
All of them are easy if you can make
So,
if you can make a
with that,
deal.
welcome everyone to another weekly showing of the Adventures of Fate, Legends of Fateria, the Adventures of the Natural Ones. So we got my intro. The weekly live play of the 5th edition D&D Homebrew campaign that takes place here live from the Hive in Macomb, Mississippi. The amazing rentable role play room around us. There's so much space. There's even a couch. You have the play space and a green room attached to it, folks. It's great. Yes, again, we are missing one half of our Fleet Street Geeks this evening. As I'm so jealous. He saw Nathan Lane, dude. I'm so...
Yep.
But yeah. So, with that, we got a few announcements to get to before we jump into tonight's story. And as always, I'd like to start with a nod to our sponsor. Well, my sponsor, Reaper. Makers of fine tools and tradecraft. They do boot knives. They do a cleaver. I think they're coming out with throwing knives. The tactical spear.
My favorite.
They make so many. Go check them out at Reaper.com. Just amazing. So many great tools. I love working with them because really, the greatest adventurer needs the best equipment. Thanks, Reaper.
Wow, you almost got it that
I
time.
almost got it that time. I'm starting writing these things down when I do copy. Up next, something that I love as much, if not more, than my sponsor, for they are close to my heart. Really, you guys are putting so much tension right now, which is like any moment. And that is the Fleet Street Geeks.
Oh, I thought it was your shirt.
Ah, yes, my shirt.
It's
I will show
close
it
to
off.
your heart
I'll
and
show the
all
shirt
that.
off. The Fleet Street Geeks, Mr. Jeff. It is. I throw it to you, sir. What is the Fleet?
Huzzah.
What is coming out this week from the Geeks?
This week for the Geeks, unfortunately, we did not get to stream Mass Effect last week because Seth is out there partying on the high life in Broadway. Screw you, Seth.
Agreed.
Especially with all the pictures that he's sending of all the playbills and all that. Seriously, screw you, Seth. Which means this week we're going to be recording our next podcast, which will be Superman Doomsday.
Yes.
Our first direct-to-DVD film. So, looking forward to that. Especially since it was my favorite timeline of Superman to date. It was definitely a deviation from the comics. I actually own that whole run of Death of Superman.
Reign of the Superman.
It was, let's see, Death of Superman, World Without Superman, and The Rise of Superman. And I love those. I still have them at home.
Do we know what will be coming after Doomsday, or we have to wait for that one?
No, we have to wait.
Okay. Well,
It's always random. When we finish a podcast, we hit the randomizer and we see what comes up.
now, is there a way that perhaps one could say influence the outcome of this randomizer?
Why, yes, there is. There is by emailing us at fleetstreetgeeks@gmail.com. And also going on our YouTube channel and putting up your comment of whatever movie you would like for us to do.
Beautiful. So as always, thank you to the Fleet Street Geeks. I love their content. Just still one of my favorite things. I love going back. It's listening to the part right at the end of your Halloween run, where you just hear the depth and the sadness when you go, Planet Not from Outer Space.
Yes. Gee, I wonder who suggested that one.
I don't know.
God, I still can't. That left such a peculiar taste in my
That
mouth.
would be, yeah. Anyway, so speaking of podcasts and such, my podcast, Playing with Advantage, we will hopefully have our next episode out this week. Should be out this Thursday, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan. What are you doing?
You pregnant?
Deadbot.
Flab.
So yeah,
Pergana
we will be
eggs?
discussing. We should be the episode. We'll be discussing immersion, like how to build a more immersive world, bring your players in, that kind of stuff. So yeah, go check that out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Playing with Advantage is hosted by myself, James Bardwell here at the Hive, and Brody Elder Fenris. And if you want to catch Brody and James again, go check out Stigande, Scars of Midgard.
Yes.
This amazing Nordic-themed role play that takes place after the Twilight of the Gods. Ragnarok has happened. The 9 realms are in chaos. So yeah, great show. They just had their another show today on again on Twitch. You can catch the VOD on their YouTube channel, Stigande, Scars of Midgard. Great story. There's a little bit of trauma, but now I love this episode because they came across the world's richest bandit. It was great. So yeah, thank you so much to the Stigande. Love your show. Great. I cannot wait to see where y'all go from there.
Yes.
You know, if you want a guest star, I might be available. So with that, anything else? Any other announcements I've forgotten? We have merchandise. I don't have my cup with me. It's here in my sink. I washed it. I have a couple of journals that I've put up, which are a little bit more on the, shall we say,
Shirt side?
the shirt side, kind of more the funnier side. I've got some other designs coming for the more like actual classes made by a local wonderful artist, the better half of our dear Cleric Sandra, as well as some other stuff I'm working with. There's the artist Night Rain, who is going to be doing some like emotes and stuff for me on Twitch. I have to. There's just so much. I need time. I have jury summons tomorrow, so it's not going to be fun. I just walk in and go, Mr. Moffat, why shouldn't you work on the jury? I think he did it. He's the judge. You heard me. Please go home.
Please go home.
So, I love working with local artists. Like I'm talking right now. Actually, an individual reached out to me that he's going to wants to rip the audio from the show and put it in podcast form. Which I've been trying to do that, but every time I put it on Anchor, it says file too large.
Makes sense.
I might have to split it, but
Yeah.
I think
But so yeah, thank you guys so very, very much. By the way, to find my merchandise, because I don't have my own website stuff set up, check out thehive@macomb.com. Thehive.macomb.com. HIVE, thehive.macomb.com. They have amazing. There's just so much great stuff. They have so many like local artists that make stuff. They do 3D prints. They got miniatures, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, just Warhammer 40K. It's a great place to buy and hang out. So yeah, as always, thank you to the guys at the Hive for putting up with my shenanigans. So with that, gonna put the links for them. Thank you, our dear friend Beck is currently doing that.
And
So
also putting it on Twitch.
perfect, thank you.
That is the Hive in Macomb at Gmail.
.com.
.com.
Oh, just
Yes.
.com.
Yeah, website, not email.
Yes,
Out there, man.
hive.macomb.com.
I believe there is a link to the email on the website.
There we
So
go.
with that,
It's not fancy.
we will back out of TikTok. If you folks have any questions for us, please wait until about 8 o'clock. We'll take our break. And we'll be more than happy to sit around and answer questions. Actually, I will be doing an opening of a Icons of the Realm Boneyard. There's some really cool miniatures in this one. A lot of horror theme, which I'm working on a campaign for the like Transylvania Cthulhu part of my world.
It's almost like I have ESPN or something.
Transylvania Cthulhu.
Yes, it's called Corvosa.
Alright, now just think of Dracula
Cthulhu?
and I was gonna say Shigaraki.
It's a part of my world
Mixing
that
the-
was controlled by the Lich King Oprah.
Shubanigaroth, you mean?
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. I'm terrible
Basically,
with
it's like
pronunciations.
Transylvania
Everything's-
meets Eldritch Horror.
Everything's
Sorry.
phonetic.
I honestly think it'd be more terrifying if it were Dracula and Nyarlathotep, but
Nyarlathotep.
Fair enough.
that'd
Fair
be
enough.
me.
Anyway, so
Cthulhu's overused.
Cthulhu Fatali.
Yeah, he's also not that powerful.
I could give an entire thesis on Lovecraft occultism, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to move into our game.
Same.
I'm willing to learn.
So
For
with
once.
that, we would now do a quick round of introductions before I give a recap of what happened last week. We will start on my left.
I'm used to being first. Hi, my name's Derek. I play Sondra Nalo, our Drow Cleric Rogue.
Hi, I'm Ricky. I play Finnegan Tenderfoot, a halfling wizard rogue.
Still looking to the right.
I'm Michael. I'm playing Nathaniel Lassant, the human warlock rogue.
I'm Ben. I'm playing Rikara Karajan, the Emerald Dragonborn, Divine Soul Sorcerer.
I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Grim, the half-orc barbarian.
I'm Beck, and I am playing Finrail, the half-elf Drake Warden Ranger.
And I am Kenneth, aka the Southern GM, and I am your dungeon daddy. No, I am the game master. I am the game master, creator of the world of Fateria, where this takes place, and essentially the purveyor of PTSD. So, a quick recap of what happened last week. The natural ones are motley crew you see here. Returning after some much-deserved rest dealing with a contract devil and the Collingston Carnival, you return to Port Blaven, only to discover that a long-thought extinct race has once again made an appearance. The Draconians, the race that once existed under the brutal Drakon Empire, what is now the nation of Kralot, a empire ruled by 5 evil chromatic dragons. This was the race that originally subjugated the Dragonborn, only to be led in an uprising by Corvos Kralot, the great hero and first king, first Primarch, and the one who Kralot was named for. Upon learning this information from our dear warlock, who took a midnight stroll, several plans were made to locate and investigate, do some snooping, as a Dragonborn ambassador had brought the Drakon emissary, claiming that he spoke for what is now the Drakon Union, and they wish only a peaceful re-emergence in existence with the races of the upper lands of Fateria. Rikara still a little bit unsure about that. He, as the children say, he's highly sus. You found the ambassadorial home where you spoke with Thraxus, the blue Dragonborn ambassador, and Therazek, the Draconian ambassador.
In disguise.
You were in disguise as your father. I keep forgetting his first name. Kriv, thank you, Kriv Karshan. While this was happening, your halfling ranger, Kieran, snuck up after doing his best imitation of the various art pieces in the room, snuck up to the attic and spied on Therazek as he performed some sort of blessing or some sort of invocation to a statue that appeared to be a rough symbolization of the dragon goddess Tiamat, mother of dragons, and currently bound within the first level of hell for her betrayal of the gods during the release of Asmodeus eons ago. He also appeared to have an amulet of a cult known as the Brotherhood of Bone and Scale, which on a roll made is an ancient cult of draconians who sought to resurrect the dragons as Draco Liches, believing this to be the full culmination of the perfect form of the dragons. With that information, Kieran escaped as the natural ones began moving back toward the estate for various reasons. I believe Finnegan, as we jump back into the story, you had a side mission you wanted to take care of, correct?
Yes.
All right. We'll pick back up with you as we pull back in. So where's Finnegan heading?
To...
As I'll give you time. Right now you're approaching just right around or before sunset of the day before the solstice. So about 6 o'clock.
Okay. Going to Hellfars.
Okay. As you step into Hellfars, it's uncommonly empty. It's toward the latter part of the day. He's not far from closing up a couple of hours. Roll a perception check.
I'm so good at these. So good.
So good. Especially with that new plus to go
wisdom.
Hey, 19.
19. You can hear movement or like the sounds of. It sounds like someone walking on stone steps coming up from behind the door to his office. There's a moment where the door opens, he steps out. Oh, Mr. Finnegan! He quickly shuts the door behind him. He's carrying a large, looks to be almost like a large, like our term, poster board holder. Like large cylindrical leather wrap. You see it tied at various places. It's about 3.5 feet long. He goes, actually, I was just finishing something for your friend Kieran. As he again sets it down and goes, what can I do for you, sir?
How would you like to go on an adventure?
Mr. Finnegan, I'm afraid my adventuring days are far behind me.
Even if it involved, even if it involved recreating something only one wizard has ever done.
And what wizard would that be?
The maker of this. And I'll
As you,
hold
basically, as you take from your belt, holding out the staff, Alor's key. You realize that the Archmage Alor walked a very dangerous path. None really knows exactly what his intentions were, or what happened to him when he stepped through that fabled gate of his.
How would you like to find out the answer to all of those questions?
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm so good at
You
these.
look like the first thing. Besides my money. Finnegan, speak day out. Proposition how far for adventure.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
I just love he basically walked into his home like Gandalf did Bilbo.
Yeah.
I want someone to go on
I need some cheese.
He just needed to knock on the door with a stick.
So he has advantage on his, I guess, insight checks.
Okay.
The high roll after his plus 12 was a 14. I rolled a natural 1 and a 2.
Wow.
We're going to set this dice
Hey,
over
is
here.
that the same? Is that the same dice that rolled 2 nat 1s the other week?
No, that was a purple one. We're going to go with the silver dice. All right. So he's like, he kind of looks around. There's no one else here. I suppose, I mean, I have a council meeting in the morning, so maybe a little bit of fun before I'm stuck there for hours on end. Yes, let's do it. Where should I meet you at, sir?
Meet me at our estate.
I will meet you at your estate. Actually, I will finish this gift up from a gift he paid for. Finish this up for Kieran, bringing it along. Say 1 hour.
Certainly.
I will see you there, sir. So he kind of picks up the
Bundle.
thank you, the package. Moves back into his office. With the door, roll me another perception check.
14.
The door opens and he just looks like steps into his office. You don't hear anything again out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Right, so with that,
As I shouldn't.
So as you are leaving, heading back, what are the rest of the natural ones doing?
Where was I?
You were with me getting a bunch of draconians high, and then monitored. Well, I sent you ahead because the thing that Kieran saw the head guy had, you pickpocketed a whole different one off of one of them when we got everybody high. So you brought that to them.
Also, you went with him to try. Your job was to slow down or stop the draconians. To which, as they were approaching one of the interlocking portcullises of the district walls, you dimension doored up to the top of it, drew Maury, slashed the gate, held on to it, and rode it down. Literally, it's sort of like, okay, where'd he go? You see him hanging up on just, like, pointing up. You're sort of like, boom!
He took a 10 on all of it.
Aren't we headed back to the estate?
Well, right now you're kind of wherever you want to be right now. There's like a little getting into later evening. Currently, the action for the day appears to have ended.
I guess in that case, in the estate.
Yes.
I'll have made around to make my payment to Speedy
Okay.
after now that we know the number. and
Actually,
take it back.
he's currently you see him there with several other builders. As he's got a. All right, fellas, let's be sure to get any usable material. Any still functioning magic items must be set aside and notated. Well, hello, Mr. Sorndren. What can I do for you?
I was just coming to see if you'd been able to mock up a quote as to how much this is going to be, because I did cause it. I want to make sure that it's
I
taken
was
care of.
told to look for you as he pulls out a piece of paper, fully itemized and everything. This is the price.
All right. Just have either you or someone swing by the estate a little later tonight, and I'll have everything together
If
for
you'd
you.
like, I'm meeting with Miss Matilda this evening. If you'd like to give a promissory note to me in her name, I'll pass it along.
Get a sheet
I'm
of
not making
paper.
he is there. There is not a dishonest bone in this
Yeah.
guy's body.
No, I understand. I'm
Yeah.
saying get a piece of paper, do the note.
He takes it. I'll see she gets this, sir. He goes, all right, Gumption, go ahead and start cleaning. Just kind of like walks to where the other like members of the Carpenter Guild.
Just head out.
Finreal, where are you? What are you doing? Where are you at?
Going back to the estate to finish the bit of crafting that I need to do.
Okay.
Inviting Grim to go along if you want to check it out.
Sure, I'll go.
Roll me
Eh?
a strength check.
Straight check. Here we go. Yeah. Wow, I'm rolling shit. I have a 10. 10.
Finreal, when you return back, it's taken him some time. He is just now. It's taken after these few hours, putting the final touches. The least DC was 10.
Oh, phew.
So you are just now finishing putting up the obstacle course. Everything is set. Soils are dug. Everything is prepped.
That's not the thing I'm making.
Okay, I know that's not what you're making. That's what basically.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what-
okay, okay.
That's
Okay.
currently what Grim is doing.
Okay, I'm making
Yes,
mine
Grim
out
is
my
there,
way.
bare chested, just wearing his leather breeches. One massive, trunk of cleared wood on his side, just setting it up.
There are
The
women
wind
at the
is
gate
blowing
that you have
just
to
right
beat
where
back.
her hair is just flowing.
Somebody just picks up a health potion. Just
Meanwhile, pour some sugar on me is playing in the background.
I was
Put some
thinking cherry
sugar.
pie. Oh.
All right. So you were heading to the basically was where the bones are, correct?
Yes. If possible, I would gather the materials that
Yes,
I
yes,
need
yes, yes,
and move over to where I'm close enough for conversation with him while we're both working.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's have Carl. Where are you heading, sir?
I would have headed back to the estate.
Just heading back to the estate.
And see if Urox had delivered the letter, basically.
Ah, right. Yes, the letter. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me grab that letter again. Somewhere. And one of these umpteen Julian. That's it.
I can remember what I kind of said. If you need.
I assume it doesn't start with Grim, you beautiful, beautiful man.
No.
Wait, how did you get my letter? Hold on.
The fuck is this?
I have a plus 15.
Luckily, it's
And
really
advantage.
draconian, and he can't read it anyway. Can't read it.
I have
Do you remember-
dimension
I have like
door.
a stack of notes. What do you remember? What it was?
It's something like I know more now. I've looked through the glass or the gate or something. We need to speak. We need to see you. Need to speak horn to horn.
And where was that being sent to?
Urux had it, and I told him last he knows he was headed to the Divine District.
The Divine District.
He was headed to Halifar, but
Or
the
to
last place we saw Halifar was headed towards the Divine District. That's how that.
Horn to
who in the divine? My question is who's the intention? Like you told him to take the divine district. To,
Taking it to
Disney-
Halifax.
Okay, that was
We were
that was-
just, that's where we saw him instead of sending him to the
Get my
shop
dad
where he
to
might
go
not have been.
Okay.
Man, He has a warrant.
Alright.
There's two now, but
Face to face is just kind of.
When you I almost said when you returned to the estate, he has also returned and told you that yes, he did drop off the letter to Halifar.
Yeah.
He wasn't there when I got to his store, but one of his assistants took it and said they'd make sure he gets it.
that's and that armor and that sword is starting to look good on you. You're filling out
It's
nice.
kind of. I'm almost. I just thought I was going to say. Is he kind of like stands there and gets. I like it. Do you think maybe one day I could get a cape?
A cape?
Yeah, like Hemlock has. He has the cape that.
Just sitting here the whole time.
No capes.
We can look into it, yeah, but we'll work on your sword training a bit more, and then yeah, we'll look into
Okay.
it. Yes.
So,
November 15th to 58.
Montel, what are you doing while this is?
I'm not quite sure because there's a few different things.
Right.
Well, you also did get knocked off a building by.
But you say that as if I don't fall from high places regularly.
I mean, he did literally. fall
Yeah,
through
but
the
he
wrong
was out of
roof the
spells
other
to
day.
stop himself this time.
Yeah.
I mean, you landed in the shrubs. You're fine.
Yeah, I have HP. I can still walk.
If I may, Montel did say he had the amulet thing.
Yes.
Ricard would have wanted to see that from
Okay.
Montel if Montel would have wanted to meet up or something.
Actually, if you can, meet me near the Divine District. Mm-hmm.
Just sent a letter over there.
Right. So the two of you are heading to the Divine District.
Mm-hmm.
After, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
I'll say that you bumped into Urox on the way back to the estate.
Okay.
We'll make that sense. That's the two of you heading to the Divine District. So we'll start then with Finreal and Grim. As the two of you, Grim, as you finish up setting up the obstacle course, you see Finn carrying several items, just kind of emotions for you to follow him. So take it away, you two.
Well, I got the, at least the end part finished. What's that you got?
This is a surprise for Ricard.
Really?
So, you know he had that bow.
Yeah.
And then he lent it and it got broken.
Yeah.
And then the
That
bow
kinda
he
sucked.
had before that, I have now.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been feeling really bad about that.
Okay, so what's your idea?
It's not going to be as good as this one. Obviously, I don't.
Talk
He
to
found the
Ricard.
letter. We just got
Oh.
a letter. We just got a letter.
God.
But this isn't the first one I've made, so
Okay.
hopefully it'll be at least, usable.
Yeah, I can give it a little try helping. Don't really know that much about fletchery.
Give it a what?
Fletchery.
Look at the
Fletchery!
No,
big word on that guy.
no, that's not. Never mind. That's not the word that I misheard.
Shut up, pigeon. Shut up! These fucking pigeons, where the fuck they come from?
Oh,
How did
actually,
they
so
see
the
so
funny
well?
is, real quick, at Elder Dragon, it wasn't the pigeon. It wasn't the meta pigeon. We called it the meta tree. And you just, where did that tree come from? A whoosh. Man, the winds of the branches sounds weird. A whoosh. The meta tree.
Hopefully, at least the thought will count.
True.
All right, so remind me, because I have.
You better lead the way on this one.
What all items are you using for this?
That wood,
Okay.
some of the sinew from the green dragon, and a couple pieces of the bone.
Okay. I'm not going to talk about the fact that instead of I wrote how far is wood, scratch, tree.
No, that one's Kieran.
That's Kieran.
Yeah, this is the other one.
Yeah.
All right. So,
So Kieran's playing with Halifax Wood. Got it.
Correct.
okay.
Kieran, I didn't know you smoked that way.
All right. Roll me. Oh, this is there because there really is no crafting skill in D&D.
Technically, there is in Xanathar's Guide. This would, if DM allows, fall under the survival skill.
I was about to say, I think for this survival, because of,
Are you that kind of ranger?
I have expertise in that one.
I was also going to say,
12.
because you know a little bit of, you know your way around a bow,
Yeah,
I'll give advantage on the roll.
I love you too.
This is why you feed your DM.
It is. 21.
21.
Because that's a 9.
That was the high roll, was it not?
That one was a 2.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Whoever that is.
Dice is having a fit today.
Right.
If I don't have to roll, I will not.
18.
All right,
So
so
mine rolled.
uh,
Shut up.
we'll get back to you in a moment as you're crafting.
Right.
Rakara and who else taking the Divine District? Sorry, after you finish paying off your debt to society, where are you heading?
I'm headed back to the estate.
Okay, I'm ready to say. So,
Look, I blew up a building.
are you two wanting to take the most direct path to the Divine District, or to take?
I'm going over buildings. I'm taking the literal direct path.
In
As
case
a
you're
crow
not
flies.
aware, y'all are
Seems
also, you're going from
appropriate.
the same location.
Oh, if that's the
Yeah,
case.
y'all were, we
well,
were
no.
at the ambassador's estate, and we're leaving from there going
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
In that case, I would have handed it off to you there. Because I don't want it.
Okay.
Oh well then.
Alright.
Yeah, I would have just given it to whoever
So,
wanted it.
I'm gonna say you did like kind of step over the side like an alleyway, and you didn't like in the middle of the. Hey, Rakara, look what I. You
Yeah.
didn't do that. So Rakara, you do recognize the symbol immediately as the Brotherhood of Scale and Bone. I'm sorry, of Bone and Scale. Roll me.
There is the Bahamut tree in the Divine District.
Yes, there is a shrine. That's the,
Shrine.
there is. It's essentially a white oak tree with a shrine at the base of it. Yes.
I'll go there.
Okay.
I'll visit and tag along, and then we can separate it.
Gotcha.
He's going to. That's fine. Sorry for cutting you off.
So that's all right. So with that, you are you going to wait till you get there to examine the amulet, or do you want to examine?
Oh, yeah, I'll look at it on
Okay.
the way there. But
Roll me an Arcana check.
my favorite.
Considering I'm there, can I give
Yes.
help?
Nine.
Aside from it being what appears to be some sort of like religious iconography, religious fetish, you're not really 100% sure anything else about it. It's the metal is old and ancient. There is the mechanism that lets it switch from going like a curved dragon into a curved Dracolich. Aside from that, you can't really read much else from it.
Finnegan can look at this later.
The two of you are heading toward the Divine District. Both roll a perception check.
Can Ren roll perception too, or just me?
Actually, I did look that up. The way that works now is she gives you the help and action.
Cool. That'll work. Yeah, better. 25.
25.
29.
Well done.
I rolled a 17.
So, as the two of you pass near where the Divine District and the District of Coin and the Council District meet, You were right near that long alleyway known as Perdition's Way. You notice that it appears one of these buildings has recently had restoration, construction, and a name change. No longer the Broken Jugs. It is now the Silvery Barb.
Interesting. Were you there at that place? Yeah, you were there. With that, what's his face?
It was a B-rank brothel.
I
Has
forget
it
his
bumped
name.
up to B plus now?
It actually looks
Long
very
time
well
ago.
maintained.
Yeah. Anyway.
Is that a place where I died?
No, you didn't die there.
That's the one where you got arrested by Hemlock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where.
You were
Right
trying to
before I
say
This was before we started streaming.
That's
You
where.
were right
That's
before.
where helicopter Popo Finnegan.
There's the only
Yeah.
places
Yeah.
I remember are
That's
places
right.
I have
I remember
died.
that.
That's where you Triceratops stomped
Yep.
The first
the
time.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was also I think the first time I was like, yeah, no, I don't have any combat spells.
So, yeah.
I'm all utility.
The Silvery Barb is what this new place is called.
Interesting.
Anyway, let's fly on. Well,
Does
you
it
can't
still
fly.
look to be what it?
Oh no,
what
it looks much nicer, but it still has the appearance of maybe not a brothel per se,
but something
but
close.
Is it-
something close.
Is it
Got
like
it.
outclassed its neighbors?
Oh God, yes,
Oh.
very much so.
Interesting. That's interesting.
You both beat the DC of 25, correct?
I got 25.
Yeah.
There is a faint fey aura coming from it, though.
I'm okay with this.
I'm not going in there.
I
Once is
may.
enough. Once is enough.
What?
No creation of television for this world.
The elf and the exhibition.
I know about that story.
Shall we carry on? Alright.
So, you two make your way to the Vine District. No other interruptions. Where would you like to head? You're heading to the Shrine of Bahamut.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going, Monte?
Will you come with me for a minute? Or are you going somewhere else?
If you need my help, I can.
I mean, we're about to go into the fires of who knows what, so maybe you need to know what we're getting into.
I find it better if I normally don't know what's going on. Make plans on the fly.
I'm not that way. You know that.
I know. And that's why I don't try to force you to join me. I may do crazy, insane things, but I try to make sure I don't harm others doing it.
I know that, but I would rather you not die on my watch.
Eh,
No.
I haven't died yet. Or at least I haven't stayed dead.
Yet. Alright. If I can't convince you, you're own person.
I just mostly need to just take moments at all the different shrines.
Alright.
I'll come around to you.
Okay. I guess we'll separate.
Are you dying on us?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
3, 2, 1. Oh, dude.
so you separate. You're heading. So where are you heading, Monte?
Damn, my turn.
Shit's
Oh,
contagious.
great, apparently.
Joke's on y'all.
Ah.
I infected you all with asthma.
Oh, no.
There's no you. I had it.
I'm honestly just going to. I'm just going to different shrines and asking for blessings, from each one separately. Travel, strength.
You going, Benny?
He's doing Benny.
I'm just going around and Not necessarily trying to ask them myself, but just the general thing most travelers would do.
Just seeking just a simple blessing or a benediction. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a religion check.
19.
19. You don't feel much more than the normal sort of calm that kind of comes from a priest or some sort of acolyte laying a blessing on you until you're walking past the Bone District, the cemetery of Port Blayland, and you see a single figure kind of out walking around among the headstones. It looks to be sort of like a stout dwarven figure. He's not wearing any sort of armor up top. It's just a simple kind of like open leather vestment. Open vest kind of vestment. He has plated breeches and boots on. Something about him kind of draws you toward him. Do you answer?
Mm-hmm.
As you begin the movie, you see as he turns that he's wearing a symbol on the vestment he's wearing of what is known as the Ashen Wake.
It's the same guy from earlier, right?
Mm-hmm. I met him before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we met
okay.
him when.
So you recognize this as Bora. His name is Oladine Boroth.
Mhm.
This is the male dwarf who was with you earlier with Sorndrin, with the mask, the remnant.
Mhm.
So he kind of you see what he's doing is he's walking around. He's picking flowers, but it's only a very specific kind of flower. It's a familiar sort of like black to dark lavender, purplish leaves with in the center a bit of yellow, looking like a spectral figure, the death orchids.
Mhm.
So he's sort of like gathering them up in a small basket as he looks and goes, "Oh, forgive you, Nathaniel, I believe, correct?
Yes, sir.
What brings you to my domain, lad?" As he kind of like picks a few more before heading back to the little, like, almost like a parsonage type building.
Just walking through the district, getting blessings for safe travels and such.
Any specific deity you are asking for?
Each one does their own way of helping.
Covering your basics. I like that, lad.
Although I've already been getting help from year before.
Roll a perception check.
Is this something I can take a 10 on?
Yeah, you can take those.
22.
You notice that while he does have the symbol of the Ashen Wake, he actually is wearing a medallion. I don't know if I told you this about him. He was wearing a medallion with looks to be a silver sword with the red rope knotted around the blade. This is the amulet of Lunkira. She is the goddess of war, strength, and love.
Mm-hmm.
The Ashen Wake are in Fatera. Mormonkar doesn't have official temples or clerics. There is what's called the Seven. This is something that probably Sorndrin would have told you about when you accepted your pact. But there is a lot more going on than any 7 members can handle. So there's a group that has dedicated themselves to assisting them called the Ashen Wake. That's what he appears to be. Now, these can be members of any faith. But they, along with their normal duties and requirements, have taken upon themselves to act as keepers, watchers. Where if something was to happen, they would reach out to Mormonkar, and he would send one of the 7 to deal with it. You see what he's doing is he's actually going and planting the freshly pulled orchids in a simple, like, planter's box. As he reaches his hands out and he places, and you feel druidic magic flow through him. It's very odd for a heavily plated dwarf. He watches the plants begin to grow and take root. He just kind of smiles. I was about to have a bit of tea. Would you care to join me?
If you don't mind, and if it's no bother.
Oh, please. He points. You see a small little desk with some tables and mixed mats and chairs. I'll be right back. Please, have a seat. As you sit down, you can hear him kind of moving around the parsonage. Just looking out over the headstones and the mausoleums, the graveyard. The very back, where you can see the perimeter wall of Port Blaven. For a moment, it looks as though a shadow is moving across it. On a 19, it looks to be the shadow of a humanoid figure just strolling with a large walking staff. You are given a sense of peace, as you can almost feel like something, feathered wings have passed over you. Roll me an insight check.
9.
You lose the shadowy figure. It kind of moves into some other deeper shadows, and you can't see it. Roll for Moroth. She kind of steps. The door creaks open, and he steps out and looks around. And goes, "It's always lovely this time of the day." As he sets down again kind of tarnished, mixed match teapot with teacups. There's a stillness in the place that you don't find in many other places. He pours you some tea, offers you cream and sugar with it. So, what made you follow
Dying?
him? That's actually what happens to many of us. I was actually a member of a scouting party out of Iron Haven decades ago. We were trying to find a passage to an old mining encampment for some of the lords of Iron Haven. I was tasked mainly to keep the men alive. So he's kind of you see, he just kind of raises a hand in simple druid craft. Plants can grow. Unusual for a dwarf to be a druid, but there are those among us who like the natural as opposed to the taps the side of the teacup, the metal.
I mean, is not stone a natural thing too?
Exactly. Well, one night while we were resting, a landslide happened. I managed to divert the majority of the stones, but let's just say my thorn whip could not get them all. Thankfully, the only one who died that night was me. As he kind of turns, you see this it's almost like this massive scar where pressure hit hard, or it's like something hit him hard on this side, and the force basically ripped the skin through this side. His eye bled out. Dead. It was not the face of my lady I saw first, but the face of the Grey Pilgrim. And then it was my fellow compatriots digging me out of that godforsaken rock pile. My wound was not as serious as I was at first thought. The next time I had a chance to go to one of her temples, there was a vision granted to me by my lady. It said that the Great Pilgrim had use of me. And she said that I could go with her blessing. Apparently, when Mormentkar marks you for something, all the other gods take notice. There's sort of a thought there that even the gods fear death in a way. So, about 12 years ago, I was given a feeling to come down here to Port Blaven, and I've been the caretaker of this cemetery ever since. Just kind of looks out and goes, "These tombs are marked by much prettier rocks than what would have marked mine." He takes a sip of his tea.
Nathaniel just slowly picks up his cup and takes a slow sip. Well, everyone needs someone to remember them by. A place, an object, a person. I try to at least remember those I can. That's more what he has been guiding me to do.
Much as Dwarf kind of stirs his heel a bit. sets his cup down and offers a hand. Oladine Barath.
Nathaniel Lasson.
Let us remember each other. If one dies.
I will always try to.
He kind of goes, if you'll excuse me. There's an old mausoleum at the back there. Apparently the statue was stuck or broken or something. Finally got an order to go look at it.
Would you like to know what's wrong with it?
He kind of looks at you and goes, I'm not going to fix the thing. I'm just going to make it appear that I did.
Good. But before you go,
Did you ever go back down there and break that thing?
No, because whoever, Grim, I think it was Grim that basically jerked it back into place and the gears
Killed
broke
the
and locked.
mechanism,
Yeah.
so
and then
Pretty
it got
much.
melt to stone.
So
solid.
somebody
that's right.
melted
I
it, yeah.
fused it.
Yeah.
But essentially, the statue is kind of sitting cattywampus. So instead of pointing like to the east where it's supposed to, like pointing to the south.
But,
Oops.
but before you go, could you point me to the direction of those forgotten? Every graveyard tends to have some. Old stone wears away.
You see as he points over to this kind of like, it's not fully like dark obsidian, but it has sort of like a dark marble color to it.
Mm-hmm.
If a body is ever found or a tomb is ever forgotten, the remains are exhumed, cremated by holy fire, and the ashes are stored within the memorial hall there.
Thank you.
I believe to date there are only 17 because we do our job very well.
And that is a job we should carry.
He understands. Safe travels, Nathaniel Eswalay. May you never be forgotten. With that, he just kind of gives you a nod and heads out to the cemetery.
I think I'll spend maybe the next 30 minutes to an hour actually performing the same kind of ritual I did whenever I found out my mom and dad were dead.
Memento Mori.
But I will be doing it for all of those who are already forgotten.
Fair enough. Roll another religion check.
That is a 9.
None other than a feeling of peace and accomplishment that seems to come from the remnants that is expressed to you through Mori. Nothing else really you get from it.
And after that, I continue my wander.
Ricard, we roll back about an hour or so. What as you've made your way toward the white oak tree where the Shrine of Bahamut sits in the base. Let me see, which one of them is there today? A elder kind of male, actually not female, elder female gold dragon, kind of standing there. You see she has finished lighting some incense. That's this pale blue smoke kind of wafting before the shrine of Bahamut. You know, the wing is pulled back. Even though her focus appears to be elsewhere, as soon as you move within the grove of the roots, you hear, "What troubles you, my child?" She turns. You see this golden dragonborn. Her eyes are pale milky white. She appears to be blind.
I'll step closer, and the unrest in Krillot troubles me.
You see her kind of sigh. I have also heard about what is happening within Krillot. She motions. I'm hoping some supplication to the Platinum One will bring peace and remedy the growing civil unrest that dwells there.
Have you heard that the Draconians are back?
I have.
And there is several in this city now.
I can remember the stories of my grandmother. She was a young girl when the Draconians fell. She remembers their cruelty. She remembers the 5 dragon emperors, as they called themselves. While our Father teaches us that it is right to forgive, he also teaches we should not forget. While I am willing and hoping the Draconians mean peace, their previous actions cannot be forgotten or ignored.
Yes. Something weighs on my heart. This Tiamat and Bahamut created all dragonkind, yes?
That is what the histories and that is what the traditions have told us, yes.
So, Bahamut helped create Draconians.
Roll me a persuasion check.
To not just get bitch slapped.
Blind woman.
That is a 16 plus 15 is
31.
31.
The DC was 30.
Oh.
Damn.
That.
Barely
Finnegan.
dodged being bitch slapped by Toph.
A strange smile comes across, and like you can tell, even though she is a golden dragonborn, her scales have like darkened with age. She is not long for this mortal world. Most dragonborns in Phaetera live a little bit longer than humans, so they average around 100, 115 years. She looks to be approaching like 120. Like she is at the latter part of her life. She just kind of smiles and sit with me, Rakara.
Of course.
She just kind of sits for a
Not
moment.
even gonna question it.
I mean, would you at this point?
Yes.
Oh, I
Question
would.
everything.
I question nothing. Things happen.
That is why you keep dying.
She
That's
just
also
kind of
why I
looks at
keep
you.
coming back.
That is a question and a thought that many of the more progressive members of our race would like not answered, or they don't want to think about it. Do you know the story of creation by the gods? The fact that the mortal races were not the first ones made.
I think I do.
Everyone knows that the first race were the Deva, beings made from the power of the gods themselves. These would later become the angels, the Solarians, the devils, and later on the demons of the earth, that sort of thing. Those were made with just the power of the gods. Next, they tried using the power that existed within the primordial chaos of the new world they had found. This race is called the G, or later will be called the genies, the elementals. These are the primordial races that inhabit the elemental planes. Most history books show that Bahamut and Tiamat returned at the head of a great army of dragons and dragonborn, and showed the gods that you must merge the power of the divine with the power of the world to create the races they sought. That is what the modern histories tell us.
Oh.
There exists a book. I'm going to change the name for this game because it exists as something else. The Cryptum Historia. That only the more learned members. You see, she smiles like that because she means old. The learned members of our order know. You were right. The Draconians were made by Tiamat. Specifically, just Tiamat. She wanted to produce a race that in her eyes was perfect, these were her first attempt. It was later only with the assistance to her chagrin of Bahamut and others that the dragonkin we know today exists.
Others.
Roll me an insight check.
I haven't attuned to the other thing, so. Dang it. Burn that. It's not inspiration. But
Inspiration.
not much better. 13.
You're watching her. She slowly smiles and turns to you. See, how much is she willing to divulge? Okay. So the question would be, how much can she divulge? She smiles as she kind of turns to you. Yes, Rakara. Others. Bahamut and Tiamat were not the only gods that met the deities when they arrived at this world. You watch as her eyes start to clear and darken bright blue. Our father had a brother, and the queen herself a sister. One died defending. One gave of himself to bring hope back to this world. She stands now, her colors brightening to this brilliant gold that almost hurts your eyes. She sort of moves in front of the shrine and just kind of is standing there, looking at you. It is he who gave of himself that is called to you, Rakara. It is he who has gave of himself that is in trouble and needs your help. Go home. She slowly begins to fade, to be replaced by a singular golden canary sitting on the statue. You hear the sound of feet approaching as you turn to see a young, familiar male copper dragonborn. Oh, Mr. Rakara, it's been some time. Oh, how lovely a golden canary. Just kind of flitters. You know, they say that our platinum father journeys the celestial realms attended by 7 great ancient gold dragons who appear to be 7 canaries that float around him.
I've been seeing too many of those lately. I need to go.
Is everything all right?
No, but thank you.
Casually mentioned, I've been seeing a lot of canaries lately. Later! Wait, what?
A lot of concussions.
So,
all those blows to the head.
We cut back now to Sondren as you are just now approaching, about a 30-minute walk, 40-minute walk from where you were to the estate. So what do you do as you approach it? Actually, I'm going to say at this point that from the distance, Finnegan, you and him would have kind of arrived at close to the same. Like you would see each other approaching.
You missed all the fun today.
Or I guess in Finnegan's case.
Yeah. Oh, half the fun.
I had a good bit on my own. I'm about to have more.
I blew something up. I figured you'd be proud of that.
Was it books?
You remember that statue that tried to talk to you and you blew up a tower because of it?
Mm-hmm.
Had a mask from the same guy trying to do that to me, so I blew up a shop over it.
Not a bookshop.
No. It was a half-ass magic shop. But
Roll me a history check, Swordford.
you got history. I ain't got no history. No history.
You can't remember if there were any books or scrolls or anything in that shop. You were more focused on
Everything
the
was
rhythm.
mundane at best. And weirdly cursed at worst. I don't think there was any books. Didn't seem like that kind of shop.
You did buy all the good stuff.
We found a broom. That was fun. But other than that, yeah.
Found
Broom.
I mean,
Look, I
those are
wasn't-
pretty common.
Let me see you hop on one and circle around.
Oh, a flying broom.
I thought I said that, sorry.
You
Why
did not-
else would someone have a broom in a magic shop? You're the smart one here. Come on, keep up.
For cleaning?
Touche.
Evidently for cleaning up, no, charcoal.
So Fenrir and Grim,
That's weird.
as much as enlightening this conversation is, did I make you make your roll to craft this thing already?
Yeah.
You did. I rolled
Yeah.
really
21.
bad. It was only a 21.
Okay.
I rolled really bad. It was a 21.
I got a
It was a
9.
Finnegan bad. It was a Finnegan bad.
Specifically, I asked Grim because he's known him for
Yeah.
a lot longer. If he had any suggestions on iconography, etchings, any like details to include in it. That's where I was like,
Okay, got you. Okay, so as you complete this, the tines are shaped very like the draconic horns. You're actually able to put a small kind of insert to give tension to bring them back for a harder recoil. The grip itself is ambidextrous. It can be used in either the left or right hand, and the symbol is kind of nestled in long ways in the center, so that no matter which hand's being held in, it's the hand is grabbing where the symbol is. The string is made out of woven and twirled sinew, and was the bone pieces are used to kind of top and reinforce the curve of the bow itself. Were you going for long or composite?
short.
Compound bow it is. That's okay. You have to, the one you have like to string yourself that way. So yeah, short bow. Right? Yeah, there's a short bow.
Compound bow has wheels.
I meant composite bow.
I know, you said that first, then you said compound. That's what I'm sitting there going,
All
how
right.
have we
I
figured out?
don't know bows, but I want one that Ricard can use.
All right. I actually already have this built. I will give
My dad has
you
a
the
compound bow.
thing for it during the break.
Cool. Well, he hasn't got it yet.
Okay. So,
Nana keeps talking to canaries.
tweet, 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 tweet.
I thought I thought Woody down.
All right. So, with that, as Finreal and Grim have finished, you kind of have the bow wrapped up in hide and leather. Once you step out of the barn shed stable area to see a familiar halfling riding a giant red panda.
After he asked about the books, I pulled out the itemized list and just kind of going through, seeing if there's any books
No,
on it.
there are no
Yeah,
magical
yeah. See, no books. Nothing.
That's
No
how
worry.
we greet Reginald.
Finnegan, you're suddenly Thrall's thrown backwards as Reginald stands up and does that.
This never gets old.
Nope, never.
So, how is the obstacle course going?
Pretty much done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were we able to incorporate the distraction idea, or did that just seem kind of much?
I think I added a little bit of it.
A little
Wasn't
bit of
it
it.
100%?
Look,
Maybe
let's
like
be honest. If you're running through
maybe
something,
like-
even a little distraction's enough to throw you off. So,
There's plenty of spaces
Yeah, but
in
no
where if someone is
fireballs.
standing by, they can
I'll fix that
incorporate a
later.
distraction. That way it's more.
That's a better idea than
what's the
trying to
word
have
I'm looking
something
for?
mechanical. No.
You're asking
Erratic,
the guy
not
who
plotted
don't know
out.
big words.
Random
A big word.
Randomized, thank you.
Fair enough.
like a randomized fireball.
We're not doing a fucking fireball. I want the kids to learn. I don't want them to fucking die.
You can fireball it when I'm running
A
it.
small fireball.
How do you do a small fireball?
Like this.
Why don't your feet just...
It's not a fireball, that's a fire.
That's out.
So, as the four of you are talking, all of a sudden you hear Mr. Finian, the thing about fireball is that you have to, as opposed to a firebolt, and suddenly at your feet, like a small explosion of flames. That is a firebolt, it's more targeted. The fireball, and suddenly there's like this massive 6-foot diameter fireball floating above his hand. He's a little bit different.
Baseball bat.
I do not believe Archmaid Detrus would enjoy me casting that within the...
We're on private property.
I don't think we would enjoy. I don't think Grim would enjoy having to redo the work he just finished.
Plus whatever damage there is to the fucking
Is
yard.
Ricard here yet?
Not yet. At this point,
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
No, he's not here yet. At this
Okay.
point, he'll be finishing up, about to head back. So, Mr. Fanine, I believe we have an adventure to go on.
I believe we do. Just in case, if I need to be there longer and you need to be back, do you have a way back?
I do. I have a way to return. Thankfully, I have planned ahead and can return to my shop from pretty much anywhere.
Okay.
Finreal kind of snickers a little bit. He tried to not, but he does.
Well, where are we going?
To the gate.
We are heading to Alor's Gate. Lovely.
Anyone else coming along?
That's on Ilfalas, isn't it? Would the resident elf like to return home?
If there's room, certainly.
I assume, are we all riding on the panda, or?
I think I'll stick around here because it'd be a lot easier to explain. Y'all ran off somewhere if there's actually someone here to tell everybody.
Yep,
else.
there's room.
Very well. Who all? By the way, you notice he's no longer wearing like the large overflowing robes. He is now wearing a simple, like cream-colored white long-sleeve shirt. There's a leather vest-like tunic over it.
Travel clothes.
Travel clothes. A pair of like dark blue, almost denim style of pants. He has high calf boots on. He looks like just normal and everyday. Not the like wealthy, gaudy person you know to be. Just he's wearing travel clothes.
Are you going, or would you like to stay?
Got finished with the project. I guess I can go. I mean, you're staying here with the kids, right?
Yeah, and I'll let the others know.
Also, he does have around his waist essentially it looks like a fanny pack, but except it's more on the side of the belt instead of in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is room on the panda.
He's not there.
I'm not here.
I'm not there either.
Yeah, they are currently heading. Most of the two of you at this point were just met back up at the. You're walking out of the Divine District. So
I'm staying in the
you're
divine.
staying. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm
So
staying
you-
in the divine
All
district.
right, so you'll be heading back to the estate at this point.
And there is room on the panda.
You'll have to get your own panda, sir.
I was being facetious, Mr. Grimm. I don't believe we're all getting on top of the panda to go fly across the ocean, the Quiznik Sea.
What's fictitious?
It was a joke.
Oh, right. Big words.
Do the two of you need any supplies before we go?
How long we
Should be
stayed?
good.
Could be an hour. Could be a week. Could be forever. They never come back.
Such
So,
are
like,
the
anywhere we
mysteries of
go.
life.
So, pretty much anywhere we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Very well. Mr. Finnegan, lean on then. Do I need to get on the panda and put my arms around your waist, or how does this being done?
I wouldn't trust me to secure you. I wouldn't trust me to secure you.
I like a man that knows his limits.
An anchor I have never been accused of.
So, what are you doing, Finnegan? Who all is going? So it's Halifar, Finreal, Grimm, and Finnegan.
Yep.
Is Reginald going with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Fred can not hitch a ride and be summoned.
Gotcha.
here.
The question is why did you think Reginald wasn't going?
Because Reginald is like an actual creature. Like, it's not like a magical summon construct.
Yeah. So, I cast teleport.
Reginald
Alright.
is his precious.
Roll an Arcana check real quick.
Sad.
Do I really need to roll Arcana?
Yeah, you do.
I don't know. Can't he take a 10 and still have like a 40?
Sometimes.
19.
What?
Roll a 4.
You just
Your
avoided
magic
all of
flows to you normally. There is no resistance as you call upon the magic to teleport across the across the world. You appear in a familiar open plain, about 400 feet away from the familiar large, kind of half fallen in stone Alor's Gate.
And we're here.
See, Halvar just kind of looks around.
Been a while, eh?
It's a lovely place. I haven't journeyed it through Ilthalos in some time. By the way, so Ilthalos is south of where Port Blaven sits. So if Port Blaven is like New York style weather in the winter, right now you're more in like Tennessee, northern Mississippi. It's still cold, but you're also on not far off of a coastline, so there's still there's not like feet of snow, maybe a little like powdered snow here and there. Kind of thing. Well, Mr. Finnegan, this is your expedition. Lead on.
Do I know if you speak Elvish?
I don't know. Can't remember. I'm good. Yes, I do speak Elvish. I'm so used to not being useful in language situations.
only two of us normally
I
are.
never even check.
So in Elvish, Finn will make a vague, not directed at anyone in particular, just to the open air, a welcome home in Elvish.
Okay.
Inside check.
Oh, that's not check.
Outside check.
It's been gone for a while. Like a week.
It's a 9.
This is in fact Finreal's home.
Home
I'm
content.
saying I'm glad I'm home.
Alright. I'll begin to make my way.
As you are making your way toward the familiar
Uptown.
stone arch, nothing happens to you. Again, a bit of a light snow flurry kind of falls along the ground as you're continuing. Bit of now like a powdered white to the red fur of Reginald. You watch as Halifar appears to use like prestidigitation or something to basically just keep enough of a warmth around himself that as the snow hits, just kind of evaporates off of him. Grim, you could cut a diamond right now.
You didn't even go put on a shirt.
This normal.
Because right now you have the troll skin armor on, right? Or the badger armor.
It's a troll skin.
Troll skin, yeah.
That I am unattuned to.
Yes. So you don't have
anymore.
regeneration of the clothes.
So,
All right. So
I had to unattune in order to attune to Grimfrost because stuff. Too many shots.
So after you walk, it's about 15, 20-minute stroll. You are now standing in front of the large stone dais on which that giant arch sits. Looking no worse for the wear, you see still the missing piece of the upper part. They just kind of lay out around you. What do you do, Mr. Finnegan?
I'm gonna use the key like a water witch.
So as you take the key out and
rods.
step onto the stone dais, you feel like a magnetic pull from the key. Everyone here roll a perception check that is not Finnegan.
Okay.
Can Reginald?
Sure.
I got a 19.
Okay.
17.
I don't know what his wisdom would be.
I'd have a plus 1 or 2 at this point.
I rolled
He rolled a natural 20.
Reginald sees everything.
Okay. So,
Reginald is on.
Reginald goes, oh shit!
alright, Alithar only rolled a 19 as well. The DC was 20. The three of you are watching. Finnegan looks like to be being pulled toward the arch, and he's there, and suddenly he disappears.
Oh, wait, what the fuck?
Reginald, however, is like leapt up onto the stone and is like staring at this one spot in space. We'll get back to that in a moment. Finnegan, you find yourself in a room. Behind you, a stout wooden oak door. Around you is shelves of books and scrolls. There are tables with various arcane devices, old arcana symbols, and sitting in a large leather-backed chair, reading a book, a full-size staff kind of leaned against the wall beside him, is an elven male. So he's just kind of sitting there. You see him flipping through. He just kind of closes the book and sets it down. He just kind of stands, moves to one of the shelves, takes the book, and kind of puts it back up. What do you do? Doesn't appear he's noticed you yet.
Would you like some Girl Scout cookies?
Roll an Arcana check.
Hello. 27.
27. DC was 25. None of this is real. You are in a moment in time that is stuck in a loop, replayed over and over again. You watch as he steps over to his staff, holds his hand out to it. He's a good 9-10 feet and leaps to his hand. He turns, holds the staff in front of him, closes his eyes, and for a moment you hear him barely audibly whisper, "Tempus ignoreal furia." In front of him opens a portal. It does not look like any sort of magical dimension, door, teleport via plans, misty. It does not look like any of that. Literally, it looks as though he has opened a portal through the aether. You remember when you were in the place between the realms and there was that connection?
Mm-hmm.
It looks as though this door has formed a connection to another place in the same plane, and he steps through it.
Okay.
As he steps through, turning back, his eyes seem to stare at you, and again, Tempus Ignoreal Fubia. That phrase appears and just like seared in your head before the portal closes, and you were sent flying out the other side of the arc as though something just catapulted you 10 feet. To everyone else, it literally was he disappeared and then reappeared, like a split-second thing.
Whoa. What'd you
Get
just do?
out.
I went back in time.
Wait,
Tempest
to-
and Nuriel.
Fluid. F-L-U-G-L-I-T. Fluid.
FLU. I was just going to spell it however it sounded.
F-L-U-G-L-I-T. Fluid. B-I-E-T. Fluid.
Yep. Okay.
Let me give an Arcana check here to Mr. Halfar. So just kind of, you didn't exist for a second, Mr. Finnegan. It's like you were pulled out of the normal flow of the temporal force of this world. Where did you go?
I'm not sure where or when I did go.
Roll me a perception, because there was a window in this room you'd stepped in. Roll me a perception check.
9.
You didn't see anything.
It's a very tall window.
Very
Dark
tall
outside.
Grandpa Wizard.
Grand High Wizard, yeah.
I believe I was in Alor's study.
Did you talk to him? Did you say hi?
Oh, sort of. I didn't respond. I believe I was viewing something that happened in the past already. I was an observer.
So anything neat?
He opened a portal.
That's pretty neat. I can't do that.
I'll repeat the phrase to Halfar.
As you repeat it, are you holding the key in your hand still?
Yes.
Played a rift.
As you repeat that, suddenly I'm trying to think about this. Actually, as you repeat that, you feel the key warm in your hand. Roll me an Arcana check.
18.
The sensation you get is the same you get a moment before you cast like counterspell or any of your spells where there's a point of target.
Mm-hmm.
There's a split second of where's this going. For a moment when you say those words, you feel magic energy emanate from the key, and there is a moment of it's missing something. I need a target and a destination.
But does Hellfire have any reaction to those words?
He does. Because this all happens at the same moment, so we're waiting to see what just happens here.
Okay.
I think I have to know where it goes.
On an 18, it's essentially asking you for a destination.
Okay. I'll say it again, and I'll say, I don't know, look at some random tree over.
In front of you, this whirling golden portal appears, and on the other side is that tree. You can look over there and see a similar dimensional door has opened. But instead of the magic teleporting you, what you have done is pulled those 2 points together. On the card for Alor's key, write warp door.
He can Doctor Strange us somewhere.
Currently, this what level? You're still at basically the locked form of the key, right? The first level of it.
I don't know. Let me
After
see.
the-
I can see invisible and
You
ethereal.
got to the second.
Okay, if you're at the second level, you can use this ability a number of times equal to half your proficiency per rest. This is a teleport, so essentially a dimension door that does not take a spell slot. And from what you saw, because in the vision, he left a place that was the sun was shining and appeared to be daytime to a place that was dark and snowing. You don't think there's a limit on the range of this thing?
Is it short, long, or either?
Either a rest.
Damn. Nice. Showing you some.
Did
The
we
only
get
only
that
stipulation
question?
is you either have to know the location or have seen the location. But you basically what the devil did, where he made the warp point connecting the realms.
Mhm.
What you did when you forced it together, Alor found the way to do it through magic. And what Halifar tells you is that the language you spoke is the language of. It's the primordial language. It was the language that was spoken when the gods first stepped foot onto the world. There's a language that was supposed to have been forgotten. It's the language that can shape reality.
Okay.
Essentially, the words you spoke were time, carry, travel.
Well, this can be fun.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Rakara, you have just stepped back into the estate.
Mhm.
Grim, what were you doing? No, you're with them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Rakara, you stepped back. Sordric, what were you doing? Well,
I was actually gonna go find Yorick because I wanted to have a discussion with him about why he wants to learn to fight.
okay. He is currently down in the training room. You see, he's not brought out his sword. He has one of the training swords, and he is just working over one of those mannequins pretty well on a 16. He just kind of steps up. He looks at you. Goes, "Oh, Mr. Sorndren." He puts the sword down as he just kind of steps up. Is everything okay?
Yeah, you're the one most often down here, so I wanted to ask you. There's no wrong answer to this, but why do you want to learn to fight?
Oh, roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
It's like 13.
13. Just kind of when we left the orphanage and we were taken onto that ship, when I found out what they were going to do with us, I tried to fight back and protect the other three, but one of the men, they just didn't even try. They just pushed me is all it took. And I wasn't strong enough, and if I'd been strong enough, I could maybe have. I don't ever want to feel helpless again, Mr. Sorndren.
That's a good answer. Take this, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm
Okay.
gonna toss him these.
Dear God, okay.
And I'm going upstairs to grab me a set of wooden spoons.
Okay. Rakara, you will walk in just in time to see Sorndren striding with purpose up out of the basement fighting arena, heading to the kitchen area.
Where is everybody?
So Halifar and who's it? Well, Halifar and Finnegan went on a project mission, and Fenriel and Grim went with them. Grim just finished the thing outside. If you want to go check it out.
How long are they gonna be? Did you Here?
Let's see. The time frame I heard was an hour, a day, a week, forever, unknown.
Great. What are you doing?
Getting some spoons.
What was that?
Came from the basement arena.
What did you do?
I asked a question, got an answer, and now we're gonna fix that.
Run downstairs to find the source of the
you-
sound.
Because it raises it by a point, like 2, so or to the next +1. I just don't know what Yorick's was to start with.
He's still a hatchling, so.
That will actually get him to average. You step in to see that Yarick is standing there, like shaking his hands, but one of the small mannequins that you built with the Grim Affair member train is just decimated. You rolled a natural 20 for the first attack. So. You see, he's holding these. He's wearing these gauntlets that you've seen.
Oh.
Gauntlets of ogre might. They raise it, so he's now at a 10.
I recognize those.
He's just.
That's my boy.
I thought it took him to a.
No, that's gauntlets of ogres. So this is a
Ogre strength is 19. Ogre might is
To the next.
raises
Yeah.
you to the next.
to the next.
Yeah.
next
This is
round.
like a smaller version of early. This basically would be like an uncommon version.
Grim feels a swelling of pride, and he doesn't know why. He doesn't know
I'm
why.
not actually making because now I'm having to make an actual character sheet for this hatchling now. Wow. Okay. He goes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
No. Carry on.
Totally
Nice.
okay.
Nice.
Everybody else does it. It's fine.
Pull up a shop today. You're fine.
So it's at this point the sword returns with 2 long-handled wooden spoons.
What's the spoons for?
Practice. And he's gonna start undoing his armor.
Okay.
Glass
He's
house
gonna
and
give
all
him a
that.
chance.
Okay. You watch as he's just standing there, looking very confused as you were moving your armor, setting it off to the side. While this is happening, Nathaniel, how long do you stay in the Bone District?
Like I said, I say about 30 minutes an hour.
It's literally
Long
the intro
enough to
uh,
do my
Down
job
Under.
to the best of my ability, and to spend a minute with each person individually.
Okay.
Before I move on to the next god in the line. Whenever I don't see Rokara there, I still take a second there. I don't ask for any help. I just take a second before moving on.
After you finish speaking to the each individual shrine, where are you heading? When you finish up in the Divine District,
I will go back home there. I don't care about the magic law, so I'm just.
You will arrive as you reach the door. You hear a loud crack, coming from deep in, from underneath the house.
On second hand, that silvery barb seemed like an interesting place to go, and I just start walking away.
Okay.
This is not my problem. I didn't cause it. I'm not getting
He's
blamed
gonna make
for
sure
it.
he is not around in case there's a problem. So he can't be blamed.
So, Thornton, as you finish unshackling your armor, setting aside, Yarick is just kind of standing looking very confused between you and the gauntlets. As you walk up, you hand him one of the spoons.
Oh no, he gets his sword, his choice of his real sword or his wood sword.
You see him just goes, he instantly grabs the plastic, the training sword. Goes, okay.
Come at me as if I just tried to stab Gala. And I'm taking this a
I'm
rogue
watching with,
stance
with much interest.
with 2 wooden spoons.
You just, I don't want to hurt you, Mr. Sornford.
And then I'm immediately gonna whop him in the nose with
Ow!
a spoon. I thought you didn't want to be pushed around anymore. looking at Ricard real quick. Get this.
Wait, no, here. Just step back. Step back. If you don't mind.
That would be a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Suddenly, wham! Like right across your like upper thigh area, you feel a wooden. Take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, pull out the Hexen Blade. And would you like to learn some of the things my father taught me?
Oh,
He was a commander in the Emerald Storm.
okay.
And sword up, and we'll start.
So you basically 1, 2, 3, 4. You go through the different forms.
But with a little flair and.
Just spoon playing, sitting down in the sand. It's like, I'm trying. Okay.
Go through
thing.
All right.
The 9 angles of strike and the 9 angles of block.
So, meanwhile, we now cut back to Ilfalos, the Hours Gate. Actually, let's go to 8 o'clock. We'll take a break right now. We'll come back at Hours Gate. And meanwhile, during the break, I'll be opening this thing, a boneyard, icons of the round.
Yes. Get the undead Rex.
Anyone who's not going to be leaving the room, do any of y'all
Good.
want Burger King?
I would just like a drink, please.
Great.
Do you have cash out?
Yes, I do.
If I had that.
What you want?
Do something.
Diet Coke, no ice, please.
High C.
I'm just gonna see
Beverage.
what I can do. DoorDash.
What's your cash out? I got food already. What's your cash tag, sir?
Don't say it out loud on stream.
Why not?
Because if anyone wants to send me money,
I
I'll
was about
take
to
it.
say they're just gonna give him money.
Are you sure?
Honestly, if you tip me, I'll do something stupid.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'm
You spell your name weird.
No, I don't.
Well, somebody spelled your name weird.
My mom did.
Why do you keep freezing?
There we go.
I don't know why. For some reason, Twitch, it just keeps freezing on that, and I don't
No,
understand why.
TikTok is doing it too.
TikTok's doing it now?
Yeah, TikTok is freezing.
What the hell?
Did it work?
I mean, it's sent. I don't know if you got it yet or not. You should get a notification shortly.
I will go investigate.
Okay. Yep. So, what kind of IC did you want?
Just a high C. I think it's pretty
High
much.
C?
Yeah.
Okay. My bad. I heard you.
I see.
I see.
I see. I'm trying to decide what I even want. Yeesh.
Totally new building, same trash can.
Yep. True. Wish I understood why.
Anybody got a Slim Jim or a coat hanger?
I thought you meant like Randy Savage, Slim Jim.
Got the key. Don't want to unlock. It's a fun day.
Your fob's out?
Huh?
Your fob is out?
Fob doesn't work. And the key
Is it for
turning the
ignition only?
Huh?
Is it for ignition only or?
no, it's for the door. But the door won't unlock either.
What?
Have a fun day.
Oh no.
I'm gonna run across the bridge. It's gonna be fun. And it worked earlier, so I don't know why it's not working now.
Oh no, man. Ugh. Come from a land down under.
What's the pick? Is that a pin or a coin?
It It is a like poker chip
Oh,
that has Cretaceous Conservatory on one side and Life Finds Way on the other. I love it. Nicole and Ducky got these to me for a GM appreciation gift,
Oh, very nice.
which, yeah, I absolutely love them.
Oh yeah, food over there.
Is it running smoothly now or
No.
Oh,
no? Ugh.
oh.
I mean, it's weird because the Sagade stream did not have this issue at all. It might be the streaming 2 locations at once instead of streaming to just one place.
Yeah, but when we were at the old place.
Well, it's a different internet here though.
Oh.
Different internet, it's a different building, so different lines,
Okay.
all of that.
Anybody got any ideas? Bob is dead.
Bob is dead,
Will
and
not
apparently your
turn the
key.
lock
What?
on the truck. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little bit
You
laggy
don't
today.
have a key.
I'm.
I have the key in my hand. It will not unlock.
You still haven't been able to get
Oh, it won't
Yeah.
unlock.
Yeah.
it? It's weird.
That is so weird.
It still won't work.
To do both doors?
Only one key side has a key hole.
What?
Alright, I can try and call somebody real quick. See if I don't know if they still have their gear or not.
Lord.
Yo, what you doing?
Well, it seems to be improved now.
Looking at what? Oh, ball schedule. Okay, you at home? All right. Do you still have your lock pop and stuff?
Is it still super laggy or has it fixed?
I will have to look. Do. Nicole says she and Ducky are currently 2 blocks away.
Yep. Is she in a Twitch chat or is she messaging us?
She's messaging me.
Messaging?
Right now Twitch is running fine.
TikTok appears to be running fine. Send her hearts and support, please.
Yes. She's not been feeling well today. She's in the emergency room.
Yeah, that's what I was writing here so that I didn't say, like, say too much out loud because of cameras and stuff.
Bugger.
I'm gonna finish it. Like, you've already figured it out, but I'm finishing it.
I don't know what I want.
There. I finished writing it out. You are fully up to date when I finished
Yay.
writing it out.
Yeah, at least you got to finish writing it out.
All right. It's cheery out there.
Oh, cheery.
I got somebody coming up on this lot. If you know what I'm saying. Sorry.
No, we don't.
I have no idea. No idea what this means.
Didn't know if you were.
I was
around for
aware.
that. Okay.
I was aware.
I thought you were. but-
So, let's open this thing then, folks.
Yes, let's open the thing.
The
Oh, we're not
D&D
lagging as much anymore.
Icons of the Realms Boneyard. I would love for this to be the Tyrannosaurus zombie, but does not feel heavy enough.
Could
But
be a
it might be
very.
that really cool race.
It might
Do
be.
you, do you
It
want
might
a
be a very
offspring,
light
Yes.
undead T-Rex.
It's in my pocket. Yeah, a brownie?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Could be a very light undead T-Rex. All I'm saying.
Oh, okay, with my favorite finger anyway. Alrighty then. We love you too, Night Rain. Oh. Alrighty then. So, let's see what we get in the box.
We love you too.
Love you.
Alright. So up first, we have, I believe this is a Spectre.
Yes. Oh, maybe mute you. Why are you making
Oh, just a
Aw.
ghost. Just a ghost.
Ray says, I so wish I wasn't so far away. I would love to play with you guys.
Yeah. Look, eventually, once I have time, I'm going to start doing online games. It's work in progress. It's just have everything set up. Yeah. So our first miniature is a ghost. Ooh.
A ghost to you.
The next miniature, appears to be an archer. It is a skeleton archer. Very nice.
One of them skeletal archers that can be quite a bother to some players.
This is a good one. It is I believe this is a will-o'-the-wisp. Whoop.
Will-o'-wisp?
Yes, a will-o'-wisp.
Yay.
And then our big miniature, which Jeff, you should recognize this. It is
Oh,
an Otyug. We took one of those things down Wednesday.
yes. It is now forever known as a poop demon.
Poop demon, yeah.
Oh dear.
Y'all are absolutely not going to be seeing any will-o'-wisps Thursday.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm glad for the assurance. I'm
So,
glad for the
will-o'-wisp,
assurance.
a ghost. Icons of the Realm Boneyard, obviously the more like horrific monster. That and Van Richten's Guide. Those would be the sets that have like the more horrific monsters and things.
The sort of stuff I love.
Yes.
This sort of
Yes.
stuff's perfect for your Curse of Strahd games.
Yes.
Yes.
Curse of Strahd, or if you're wanting to lean heavy into the horror aspect of fantasy, which you totally can in D&D. I just find it a little more difficult with D&D.
It can be.
D&D and Pathfinder especially.
However, we did Playing with Advantage in an episode where we discussed horror in role-playing games, and our dear friend Beck had joined us.
With this as a
Oh, I
guest
thought we were doing the
speaker.
Aliens game. Like, that's so exciting.
And the Alien game too, yes.
The Aliens game is so good for horror.
Actually, I'm gonna. My thought is to use the Aliens mechanic and do a Starship Troopers game.
Ooh, that would actually be really cool. That'd be fun.
Are we saying that watching the movie will be doing my part?
I'm doing my part.
I've never seen the movie.
You've
I'm doing my
never
part
seen
too.
the movie,
No.
but
I just know that.
Go
I
read the
use it all
book.
the time.
yeah,
There's a
true.
book.
Oh, God, there was a book first. Robert A. Heinlein.
Oh,
Starship
it was a
Troopers.
series of books.
My
It
bad.
went beyond the Bug Planet.
It's on YouTube. Has the audiobook for Starship Troopers. It's free to listen to. I have it on Audible with a special edition. I love listening to it.
But yeah, goes on beyond the bug planet and all that.
You get the skinny. There's other alien races. It's just
Yeah.
not the humans and the bugs.
Yeah, it's not just the humans and the bugs.
The
It's just
extent-
they focused on that.
The extent of my knowledge of this is that one gift.
I'm doing my part.
I'm
Turning
doing
the
my
head, and
part.
I'm doing my part. That's it. That's all I know.
Because
I don't know anything about these
Because
bugs
they
or
made Starship Troopers a parody of military recruitment
Yeah.
anything.
and military fascination
If I remember right,
recruitment methods.
wasn't the kid literally?
The kid literally
Stepping on
holding
bugs.
a big fucking
Gun.
Gun.
The one that's
No,
on
yeah.
bugs. Yeah.
and killing bugs, saying, "I'm doing my
Now the
part."
book also follows Juan Rico or Johnny Rico, but it's a
Yeah.
lot more in depth. Like he goes to OCS, becomes an officer.
Yeah, it doesn't do the massive time jump
Yeah, and
where it's suddenly he's a
and-
badass.
while there is a lot of emphasis on it being a military, there's not even military fascism, a military-based society. It's not as obliquely fascistic as the
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah,
That being
But-
said, the recent anime movies they've done, the animated ones, Hero of Mars, Starship Invasion,
those were not bad.
they were not. Look, I
I
like
enjoyed them.
First one's amazing. We don't talk about the second one.
No, the second one,
It's porn for 12-year-olds. The third one, Marauders, I didn't think was horrible. I liked it.
it's all right.
The Sky Marshal was weird,
Yeah, that was quite weird.
but you got to see the Marauder suits, which are nothing like they are in the books.
No,
And then the animated ones are more closely tied to the books with their the suit they're wearing and that kind of stuff.
yeah, but yeah, I used to live
I didn't know
about
dice are not
3
so
hours
actual
away
device.
from where they filmed Fighting the Bugs, which is a place called Hell's Half Acre in Wyoming, which I actually put down as a setting for one of my self-written Call of Cthulhu scenarios called Call of Winter's Heart. You can see me run it for the guys at what was it? Into the Darkness Call of Cthulhu role-playing group.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
Did you need to put it in your
Thank you. The really cool thing about that, this is a little bit of movie trivia I know. If you go back and watch Starship Troopers, the scene where they're like setting up to fight the bugs that are incoming, the rig was so windy. That scene was supposed to be longer. It was so windy in the rig they couldn't stabilize it. So if you watch the higher up it gets, there's a moment right before it cuts out. You can see because how cameras work in forced perspective. It looks like they're on a boat.
Yep.
As the background behind them is stationary, they're just like moving up and down.
Yep. And knowing the area where that's in, where it's about an hour and a half outside Casper, where it is nothing but windy, I can totally see that. But there used to be a Hell's Half Acre Cafe, which is actually what is the Hell's Half Acre rest stop that I have the scenario take place in.
Interesting.
It's based off of that location, but it's obviously been tweaked and stuff. But it was closed down in 1996 or 7. And I kind of used my scenario to explain why.
Okay.
Reminder to do the thing that you're
Yes.
doing right now.
Item card.
Suddenly a D20.
I was shaking it and then I went to do this and instead just threw it that way.
Well, by the way, Night Rain, I'm using the dice that you and your husband so graciously gave me, which I absolutely adore. They are precious. They have their own little bag. I will not intermingle them with the usual population of my dice hoard.
Also, the Gauntlets of Ogre Might would probably be a common item. Gauntlets of Ogre Power are already
Thank you.
uncommon.
That'd be common.
1d6, normal range is 80, 320.
Gotcha.
Here's the whole thing if you want to
Perfect.
just be able to see what its information is.
80. Oh, you said you rolled a 19?
I rolled 21.
Oh, 21. Okay, that's even better. You rolled a
21.
20, so it'd be a +2.
Crafting this thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Deals an additional
Yeah.
1d6 radiant damage because of the mark.
Did I need to roll a religion check to try to get a certain somebody on board?
Nah.
Dragon Daddy, what would your answer have been?
Yes.
1.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh no, why did we put Tiamat on this?
Muhammad doesn't have 5 heads.
Muhammad doesn't like being called Dragon Daddy, and for that I apologize.
So sorry.
That's a 15, that's better. What makes the total of 16?
Thank God it wasn't me. I have a -1 on my religion check. Dragon Daddy. Yeah, I got 10. Yeah, I got 10.
Awesome.
There's a pretty good chance I have the highest religion roll in the group.
What is Sorndrin's?
Yeah, Saunders would be the only.
If he
No,
has,
'cause-
like,
Because his is
expertise or something.
because it's intelligence based.
Yeah.
But if he has like rogue shenanigans and expertise shenanigans and whatnot, it could buff it more than just.
I think he used the rogue expertise for like.
He used
I
Rose
didn't
for
know this,
expertise
but-
for perception.
Yeah, and
Because that's how he beat me out.
Gotcha.
I currently have I have ranger expertise in survival. When I go rogue, I might do perception.
I currently have no expertise.
I was gonna do stealth, and then I realized that as long as I have a minute of prep, I can get a what is my stealth base?
Yeah, because you got to pass without a trace.
I can get a plus 30 to my stealth roll.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You
So
now.
if I take 10, it's a 40.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
just
don't need
fade out of
expertise.
existence.
If I roll a nat 20,
you do what I just did.
then I'm gone.
One of my
Gods.
favorite things about
Gods forget where you are.
One of my favorite D&D stories was it was a session where there was very low perception. Everybody's passive beat it, but one person wanted to roll like an ungodly perception or a natural 20. The DM goes, you suddenly see yourself standing on a flat checkered board. Around you, your allies appear as carved statues of themselves. A great expanse before you, and you see 4 massive entities seated around a giant table. A 5th at the head, a large folded, and he was describing the table in front. It's like, did I just, you broke the 4th wall.
And there's a reason I do not want to get my perception to the point where nat 20
Is Derek still out
is a
there?
leeway.
I think so.
I don't know if he's out there or they want to go get food.
Yeah, I don't know if he did either.
This is the most I've eaten all week.
Oh! Did we tell you
Whenever I get my
what
food, that's gonna be
happened
the most.
Friday
I can.
night in our game?
You did not.
Were you aware of the first bandit that my barbarian intimidated into leaving the life of banditry and becoming a cobbler?
You mentioned that, yes.
I got him a helper.
Oh God.
So I have a ghillie suit on my barbarian, which gives me a +5 to my stealth. So I rolled a 30 on my stealth to sneak up on this group of bandits that was harassing this guy. And so with my 30, I just roll up onto him and grapple the leader. Everyone else disappears because the lizard of the trees has appeared. Multiple intimidation checks later, and he has been instructed to go back to that other town, find the first bandit, and become his assistant becoming a cobbler.
Hmm.
And he was informed that Agnar will be hunting him down later and checking on it.
Oh, wow.
And as he can see, he will never know when I'm coming.
There you go.
Thank you. I want to see what it does before I get to him.
Slings and Arrows podcast says, "What's up, game night?"
Yes, I was listening. First of all, the title, the 10 inches of healing. I love it. It's great.
I am intrigued.
So, folks, Slings and Arrows is an amazing live play podcast. I've been listening to them. I've caught up on them. It's great. I love listening. But yeah, when you mentioned 10 inches of healing, I lost it. That was amazing. And then just no, I'm full. Thank you. I don't need any more. I'm good. Just a few inches. No, I'm fine. It was great. I love y'all's podcast.
Good stuff.
Aww. I'm so happy. This is what we have made.
You reinforced with dragon bones. I mean,
Yeah.
Can I just point
We
out
did a thing.
We did
the fact that walks up to house, hears crashing and banging, immediately turns
par
around.
for the course for Monta.
For once, it wasn't me doing it, and I'm not getting in
I'm
trouble.
going to show off my shirt. I forgot to do that. So, I bought this. Yeah, look, folks, it's often not wise to buy something that pops up on Facebook. But sometimes you get lucky. Hence the Dungeon Daddy button. I'm sure I love this shirt. It fits very well. It feels very nice. So, yeah. I love this shirt. It's a great shirt.
So it's working for you.
Yeah.
It's not working for me.
I guess working for me, fine.
Still haven't opened the box
Yeah.
yet.
No, you
Who's
got
your-
up and you got to right here, and then the whole screen has gone black. Oh, now it's loading.
Who's your carrier?
Goodness.
Who's my carrier?
That may be what it is.
Here's my question.
Mine's for you, son.
Yes, there's the key.
Here's
Ricky out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we allowed to call you that? If you're gonna put that name on your shirt, I should be allowed to call you
So,
that.
I used to run at another game store. I used to run a game for Sorndren, Derek, and his wife. And I made I kind of got aggressive with a ruling or something, and she called me Dungeon Daddy. And I went, no, stop that right now. And so every time I've seen her again, it's always, yeah. No, Nathaniel, you cannot call me that. Jeff can.
Ooh.
That makes me so special.
Yeah, no, my question
Why you
too.
complaining? Is the question.
No. My question's valid.
Is it the better beard?
It was
hell
because
no.
I looked up the first person I saw.
Oh.
What's on
See,
the
that works.
What?
What's on the minis, the mini terrain on that side? I don't understand. This looks like it's broken or.
Yeah.
Where? What?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well.
I don't know, it's a mystery.
Yes, there is no war in Bossing, say.
Even if there was a war, I'd still be walking around like nothing.
live action movie.
Look, the more
Live action series.
I have specifically.
There is no movie.
Oh wait, are y'all talking about
That's
Avatar?
what I said.
Yeah.
But there's no live action movie.
I
There is no
enjoyed it.
movie.
Like a lot. I've watched it more than once. However, wait till I finish. There's not a period yet. There's a comma. However,
I'm just waiting for
I
all the
watched
hate to
it-
start coming through the floor.
I watched it without ever having watched the cartoon.
Oh.
There's your
okay.
So
problem.
it was just a movie with
That's
an
right.
interesting premise.
It's like if you saw the Aragon movie first.
Mm.
Then if you went and read the books, you'd be like, wow. With the exception of like Jeremy Irons, that movie is trash.
I actually liked the movie.
Jeremy
After
Irons
reading
and
the book
maybe
first.
John Malkovich. Maybe.
I'll give up maybe on that.
Because I like John Malkovich.
I actually liked the movie after reading the book first. But that was also just due to being like 13 when I saw it.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Look,
Like,
the naivety of
13
youth.
and high as fuck.
The naivety of youth will make that movie sequel.
Like the dragon CGI was good. That's my
For its
biggest
time.
thing.
For
It
its
looked good.
For its time.
My issue with that entire movie was the fact that they overlooked all the great stuff that happened with Saphira
Yeah.
growing up and just went pop, 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 boom, full grown dragon.
Movie
Yeah.
magic.
They wanted
Maybe
to
not.
jump
Now,
forward so quick. So.
I literally gave kind of a schoolgirl squeal when I heard about Murtaugh. He's getting his own book.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Paolini's writing his own book on
And
Murtaugh.
I questioned Mr. Paolini if he's ever thought about maybe writing a tabletop supplement for Allegacia.
I'm sure somebody's done
Hey,
that somewhere.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Nudge.
All right, we got the truck. I think you said you got 20.
Yeah.
I'll get it back to you
Yeah.
next week because I don't carry cash usually.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, what was it?
You said 20, I think, is what.
Not the issue. What was it?
I don't know. He used the gear to open the door.
Okay.
You know, like he normally would.
Anyway,
Right man with the right tool.
That's always been my issue. Right man with the right tool. Fuck, I'm lonely. Fuck, I'm lonely.
Did
Fuck,
you
I'm
open the
lonely.
box while I was gone?
I did.
What'd you get?
We got a ghost, a
Okay.
skeleton archer,
Okay.
a will-o-wisp, which is cool, and an Atium.
Oh,
Yellow
them
demon
things.
dog with
Yeah.
violet.
Thank
the,
you.
The
You're
trash monster
The
with
trash
the
monster.
3 tentacles.
Yes.
The thing the natural ones fought literally the first session, it'd be the session 1. Session 0, y'all kept trying to find out where damn almonds were.
First session we fought. We fought the Akiok. Second session.
The first session you fought
Yeah.
was the code.
Second session, technically session 1.
Because Ariana was in the first session.
Yep, and that's when
That's when
you
Grim
fought the
stepped
schmucks in the tavern.
Yeah.
in. And then-
Laughing Rain says I like that Dungeon Daddy shirt.
Thank you.
We're gonna take bets. Is it a good steak or a bad steak?
It could be mediocre, and that's what my bet's on.
Well, that's the problem. If it's a good steak, I don't need these packets. If it's a bad or
That's-
mediocre steak, I'm gonna need the packets.
Apparently, according to my parents, it doesn't matter if it's a steak; it should have steak sauce on it.
No.
Who hurt your parents?
No.
I compromise,
No.
and I will eat the first bite of it
Yes.
without the sauce. But then the rest of it, don't care what it tastes.
you
The rest of
always-
it getting the sauce.
You always take a bite first, find out if it's shit or if
What
it's
was the issue with
good.
it? Just mechanism failed, or
I guess.
So we can guess.
go ahead and lock it.
He's got all the legit gear to
Yeah.
get it open.
Once
he had the
that's
little
done,
thing.
then you put the sauce on if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a good steak, you should be able to put anything on.
No, I put the sauce anyway, regardless.
Here's the question:
Monster.
do you put ketchup on a steak?
No, I put
Okay.
animal sauce. And then I also dip the fries.
Ketchup? You
And I also
absolute
dip the mashed
plebeian.
potatoes.
Well,
I will put ketchup on a hamburger
Don't
steak.
just stop. No,
That's
don't.
hamburger steak, though. You're basically having a big
That's just
burger.
ground beef.
What crime against humanity do you do with your steak?
well, firstly,
I got a story to tell.
my
after
my
this.
my marinade is mustard, Dr. Pepper, and cayenne pepper.
As Montel's lifeless body.
Well, no,
That's actually not the.
I know. I just remember
worst
I was say that
That's-
too.
That's
yeah,
not the
well,
worst I've
you
heard.
use the acid from both the mustard
No, it
and
actually
the
does
soda
make
to
sense,
tenderize
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I like spicy food, but I know that the Dr. Pepper will make it sweet, so that's why I use both.
Actually, a lot of
And
places
the
there is a
That's not rare.
That's a little gray there, buddy.
That's
Medium to mid well.
Yeah.
Eh,
This is Susan.
Rocky Mountain Games. Hello. Welcome.
Yeah,
Rocky Mountain
I-
Games.
I
Hey,
might commit a lot of crimes, but the cow is already dead.
Allegedly.
How many different tires?
No. I commit a lot of crimes. I said what I
Right.
said.
Riding without a seatbelt.
All right.
Anyway,
So,
what was the question?
I said how many different tires are on your
What
car
was
right now.
your story?
My
So
spouse
anyway.
and I went to a steakhouse,
Okay.
and it had the different steaks, and then had on the side what they prefer, the chef's preference
Yeah.
or
Recommendation.
recommendation for how you should recommend want the steak to be cooked.
Yep.
I got the flat iron something, and it said medium. My wife wanted the thin one, and she likes hers always well done.
Oh, so
It came out crispy.
My sister literally looked at the waiter and said, I want this blackened. I want it charred. I'm like, I'm adopted.
I want
that
mine
was
where
I will
with a
say-
little bit of TLC and the proper medical equipment, it might recover.
That's the way I like my tuna. I tell them I want you to scare it with the grill and then bring it to me. Speaking from the other side, I don't know how many people here have been on the other side, but I'm going to issue this as a warning to everybody watching. If you ever decide to show up at a restaurant, say 10, 15 minutes to close, and you tell the waiter that you want your steak well done, I hope you like hockey pucks. I have done this. Had a table of 7 sit down with 5 minutes left at the restaurant you know of.
Yep.
Wanted them all well done. Me and the other chef looked at each other. There was a word exchange.
That's to show my age. That's when you play Ron Popeil. You set it and forget it.
Petty mode activated.
Oh, it was petty. Because I know
Yeah.
you've probably seen in the general chat the discussion or food chat about cooking with barbecue, stuff like that.
So I
So
have
who hurt
food
you
chat
decided?
muted
Who
since it was
hurt
created.
you?
But no, it was petty. I know I
So-
flipped each of those steaks 15 times.
Alright, so before we jump, I'm gonna say one thing. If you want a movie that the moment you finish watching it, the next time you go out to eat, you will be the nicest person to your waiter and go watch the movie Waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
After you watch that, you're like, here's a 50% tip. And
Anybody who's ever worked wait staff will or in the kitchen will both sit there and go, you know what, that movie's actually pretty
Yeah.
accurate.
It's absolutely accurate.
Better find a
All right. So with that, as it is now
Scary accurate.
8:37, any final questions?
Are we all going to die?
Eventually.
No, because Finn's too cute to die.
Remember,
Um,
remember, Nathaniel handles morality and mortality with the ever-present. Due to denial, I'm immortal.
Dude, it's not.
By the way, time-wise, you guys are pushing into 9 p.m. at this point. 'Cause
Yeah,
you have
perfect
so
time to
you're-
go where
you're
I'm
getting-
going.
Are
Where
we
you
in the
going
same
now?
time
Yeah.
zone?
Silvery
No,
barbs.
So you're a few hours. So you're
I
here,
walked to the
rotating
door of the
east.
building of the
You'll be a
house,
few
heard a
hours
bang and
ahead,
went,
I believe.
nope,
Are we in
not
tomorrow
my
yet?
fault.
No, you're
It's
not.
almost tomorrow.
It's almost tomorrow. So yeah, I'm trying to. I keep free.
We've been playing this day for like
My
4
God, they're in
sessions.
the future.
Hey, we've had a lot to do in 4 sessions.
I know.
All right,
I know,
so
I know.
is it?
With that, as we pull back into the
Old Jumanji.
the session, thank you guys so very much for staying with us. Great questions. We'll give another quick round of introductions before we jump back into the Legends of Feytera, Adventures of the Natural Ones. We will start now on my right. The first time you've been part of the right.
Ah,
Ah!
not the
I
first
guess I
time.
can just wander that way.
They were there this
I'm
week.
back, and I am playing Finreal Nefarin, the half-elf Drake Warden Ranger.
What am I?
I can't mix
What are we
words
doing
altogether.
Half-Drake Elf Warden.
I'm Jeff, and I play Grimwolf Grizzlebrand, the half-orc barbarian.
I'm Ben. I'm playing Rikara Karajan, the Gem Dragonborn Divine Soul Sorcerer.
I'm Michael. I'm playing Nathaniel Lassant, the human warlock rogue, who, according to the law, has done nothing wrong that they can find.
I am Ricky. I'm playing Finnegan Tenderfoot, the halfling wizard rogue.
I am Derek. I am playing Sondra Nelo, our Drow Cleric Rogue.
And I am Kenneth, aka the Southern GM. I am the Game Master, Weaver of Fantasy, Teller of Tales, and apparently Stretcher of Days, because we've been in the same day for like the past 4 sessions.
In your defense, you did say we're just gonna have this couple of days downtime role play, and then we're gonna move on. And then we're like, no, we got a minute time limit on this.
We are going to fill this 24 hours, sir.
All right.
My sorcery points are looking thin.
My will to live is looking thin.
All right.
What is
So,
that table?
I get shit done meters on high.
That's the case. The midday there would be about. Okay, cool.
I shouldn't have asked him questions.
So, in that case, yeah, because if it's to the east, to the west, it
To the
takes longer
west.
to get. So here would be there. So actually, it'd be the evening here. Okay, cool, perfect. All right. With that, we now pull back into the session with Montel, our dear Nathaniel Lesolet, heading to the Silvery Bar.
Yep.
As you move down Perdition's Way, I don't know the name of that place. The guards here kind of giving a cursory glance, but you can tell that they're only here to stop any real issues from happening. As you approach the Silvery Barbs, give me a perception check.
19.
19.
19.
All of us have very specific things where if we roll below a 10, we just go, damn, high number.
The outer windows are all darkened by these thick blackout curtains.
Mm-hmm.
Standing there at the door are several large hulking metal figures. These are massive warforged, each a good 7 feet tall, like 3.5 foot, 4 feet across the shoulders, and they're just these massive. There is a line of people. Occasionally, you'll see somebody exit looking very happy, wafting of this sweet perfume. Before one of the other warforged would go, reaches down, like literally takes the velvet rope and goes, 2, please. And like two people kind of scurry in, shuts the door, holds it.
How long is this line?
Roll me a luck roll.
10.
So right on it. If that's the case, there are, not including the 2 that just walked in, there are 3 people waiting to go in. So
Okay,
you would be
then.
number 4.
I'll wait in line.
Roll me the luck roll.
Natural 20.
You were there maybe 5 minutes. A couple of other individuals walk out. Before finally, the Warforged, removes the robe, opens the door, goes, enjoy your stay, sir.
Thank you.
You step inside. The first thing you notice is that you step into the area, which is the large, like theater-like area.
Mm-hmm.
Except now there are none of the private booths anymore. The private, what do they call it? Is it booth? Anyways, the rooms on the side, yeah. The balcony seating. On the stage is a beautiful scenery of nature. There's like these trees that grow up. There's flowers, and sitting there, playing a very lovely melody that seems just to lull you into a peaceful state are 4 dryads. Sort of fluttering all around you, you see various fairy and fae. There's a centaur behind the bar pouring drinks. Satyrs prance merrily around. You see other dryads kind of smiling and laughing. These looking a lot more looking younger than the elder dryads you've dealt with up to this point. There are strange colors and patterns, different creatures. You almost feel like you've stepped into the Feywilds, and as you just kind of step in, a female firbolg. She stands about 7 feet tall, the long, pointed, extended like elf-like ears, the broad but bright pink nose, her kind of dark grayish purple skin. She is wearing an outfit that is like revealing but classy at the same time. A beautiful whalebone type corset, a long flowing gown, the ruffled sleeves, carrying a tray as you walk in. She looks at you and goes, welcome to the Silvery Barbs. May I get you a drink, sir?
Just water, please.
Very well. If you would like, there are several seats still near the stage. And if you would like some companionship, just ask. And she kind of moves off to the bar. You see her. What languages do you speak, Montel?
So I had to go back and actually look at, because I do speak Draconic. Draconic, Orcish, Celestial, Elven, Common, and I can catch Thieves' Cant hidden in Word.
As roll my perception. Actually, what's your passive perception?
22.
As she steps up to the centaur on the bar, you hear her say, "Trinaras nirus narilni." He goes, "Narini niras," as he reaches over, grabs this very clear pitcher of water, pours it, and hands it back to her. "Drinush nira." Trisna. She kind of moves off. She goes, "That will be 1 silver piece, please."
Yes, ma'am. And I'll hand her a silver.
She takes the silver. "Thank you." She kind of moves. She leaves the pitcher for you as well.
I'm just gonna, like, how crowded is the actual stage itself right now?
Well, right now there are the 4 beautiful dryads playing this melody, and you see there are a bunch of what refers to be like dancing lights, but they are fairies, they're pixies.
Mhm.
They're moving and dancing. Their movement actually leaving like shimmers of light, forming various poses and different animals. Sometimes different peoples, humanoid adults appear to be, in flagrante delicta, so to speak. Because while you're in a very classy establishment, this is still sort of one of those places.
Mm-hmm.
It is an adult entertainment place. You get more of a lack of a better term, like an adult club than a kind of place.
More burlesque than party.
More burlesque than
Whichever the open seats at closer to the stage. I'll take one of them.
Well, there are 4, so literally there's like the 4 closest seats. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one do you sit at?
The furthest away from the door.
That's what the door. That would be number 1.
Okay.
As you sit down up there, it is a. Give me a moment. I will remember the name of this race.
What does it look like? Alan.
Thank you. A female Harangon kind of steps up. She sets down a.
You without your hat today.
Sets down a napkin, looks at
And
you,
you
goes,
without my Lego hat.
What can I get for you, love?
I'm just having the water for now, ma'am.
Just the water?
Just the water.
Well, if there's anything I can do for you, my name is Talia.
Thank you.
Have a good day. She just kind of moves back off. So, as you're enjoying the silvery bar, we cut back now across the Clismic Sea, past the Frostspire Isle, to Ilf the Lost, where we zoom in on our group of 4, and I'm sorry, 5, including Reginald. So, Finnegan, after just seeing essentially a magical warping of space, creating a full-on portal. It lasts for about 6 seconds, and then after a while you see got fade out.
Okay, that's cool.
So currently you can use this ability up to I told you half your proficiency up to any just resets at a rest.
Right.
Okay. And it doesn't take spell slot, and essentially it works as a long distance dimension door. Once it opens, there are 6 seconds to move anything through. The size of the portal is about a little under 10 foot in the diameter. So anything up to a large creature could move through possibly.
So this might would be useful for getting all of us to that meeting for a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would have to know where we're going. Where's the meeting?
So what would be like night in Port Blaven? You guys just now getting into latter evening in your area.
So we're in the past.
Essentially, yes, you're in the past.
I've been in the past
We've
twice
traveled
today.
to the past.
Now we need to go back.
I'm still
To
in the
the
past.
I had to stop because when it's 7 o'clock, like when it's 9 o'clock in Mississippi, it's 7 o'clock when Critical Role comes on. So,
Right, yeah.
so you guys are to the west of them, so you're 2 hours behind.
Can't you
Well, 2 hours, but
use a spell to read or view thoughts from someone?
Mm-hmm.
Could you use that to see the image of the location in Ricara's mind and then be able to target that space with this?
I could certainly try.
A description and then a rough location of it. Like if he showed you on a map, it's here with the description. You probably think you could get it. Yeah.
Okay. It's possible.
I hadn't thought of something. I'm so proud of him.
Good job.
So remember, you use it once today so far. So
Yeah, so I can use it one more time.
I like this idea. I like it a lot.
I like it. I like it a lot.
You see Reginald.
Where'd you get thumbs, Reginald? Where'd you get...
Wherever he wanted to.
He puts his thumbs,
are
flips his hands
Do
in
I
his back to
have
four.
permission to scritch his ears? Do I have your permission to seek his permission?
This is as long as you're respectful.
First.
Roll animal handling.
I'm not that kind of ranger.
9. Where's the old buddy can have scritch your ears?
2 plus a 2 is a 4.
2 plus 7 succeeded.
You just, like the moment you just. I have no idea what sounds.
Yeah, me either.
It's probably similar to what my mastiff does whenever he gets his ears refreshed.
So,
All right. Well, since we're here,
Yeah.
I'll start just kind of looking over the gate again.
okay, roll me another Arcana check.
Yeah, 19.
19. As you give it a closer eye, kind of looking over it again, you now see the cracks that are now millennia old, but the damage appears to have. There is no outside, like nothing hit it, nothing attacked it, tore it apart. It essentially looks like the structure of this arch failed. Like whatever it was meant to focus or contain, or whatever the spell was intended, it could not maintain the power, and it just literally broke itself apart.
Okay. I'll look over to Halipar. What do you think?
Hellfire and Arcana check as well. 17, yeah, plus yeah. Like, I think that whatever forces Alor was trying to contain or influence or redirect, while the stone here is seated with dozens of old remnants of enchantments, I still see several powerful arcane sigils. It broke his wards like they were nothing. So whatever he was trying to manipulate, it's on a level that rivals the enchantments that the most powerful deities in this world, entities in this world wield. Things that no mortal could safely wield. Should not wield in some cases.
So you're saying Alor got too big for his britches?
I'm saying he may have. If you use a stick to hold a 1-ton door open, there's always the chance that once you step through, that stick will break and the door will close behind you. I'm thinking that is something that may have happened here. His transgressing through this door triggered something that it could not maintain, and the door slammed shut on him.
So it looks like he used this key, tried to amplify the abilities of this key to go somewhere he otherwise wouldn't have been able to go, and certainly, at least it appears, couldn't come back.
You remember the original vision where you saw him step through? The key had been almost like there was a. You can still see the divot or the hole where the key was locked in place, and basically was being used as some sort of like tuning fork or amplifier to interact with the spell.
Mm-hmm.
And when he stepped through, that's when there was a flash, the rocks crumbled, and the key sort of disappeared.
Okay. I'm going to look at the key because you gave me an idea in that description.
All right.
When you use the plane shift spell, you have to have an item that is attuned
Correct.
to that plane.
Rock, something from the plane.
Right. Can I tell what this key is made of?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Since I have my glasses on, do I get advantage?
You do.
I don't fucking need it.
At 20.
Nat 20 for 35.
So, I have to, because I have, like, I had an artist, a friend of mine, he made, like, drawings of these. I don't know if I ever actually showed you what yours looked like.
I don't think so.
It's a large silver staff, and the top is it's like a keyhole.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 3 gold or brass-colored rings that move around inside of it. The staff itself is simple, maybe adamantine, non-magical. The key head itself, that keyhole head,
Mm-hmm.
resonates with the same arcane vibrations as the piece of star metal did that Fenrir has. The head of that key is made of star metal.
I don't know what Fenrir has. I don't believe.
I've never shown it to you.
I thought you showed everybody.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah.
You may have, and
That may have been
you
when
may
you-
have, and Ricky just
Okay,
doesn't
okay.
remember, or I may have not been here.
Yeah.
If they both said that I showed it to everybody, I showed it to everybody, so you would have seen it.
Okay.
Okay, so essentially what it is a meteorite, a fallen star, but it impacted when the gods first arrived on Earth. So they pulled the metal with them.
Okay.
It's what a majority of mortal-made remnants of legacy are made of, because it is empowered with the essence and power of the divine, of the void, of the primordial world that Fater before the creation. It's essentially the same sort of energy that were used to create life, but it's instead in a compact metallic form. Nova has some in it, but it is not made specifically from star metal.
Fuck is Nova.
I'm sorry, not Nova. Flare. Never mind. I forget you have Flare, not Nova.
We'll get there eventually.
I got a book. I literally have said put like all. I think at this point I have 18 of these items in a book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fenrir, can I see that? It's a stone.
It's like a piece of Beskar. It's like a small.
Did you hand that off to your sister or not?
No,
Okay.
I showed it to her.
That's what was. I knew there was something involving your sister. But I just couldn't
I
remember.
will look at Halifar when he asks.
Insight check.
What are you trying to engage with now?
He has told me don't show this to anybody. Don't mess with this. This is keep it hidden, keep it safe.
He looks at you.
So, and he's asking
Yeah,
for it. So I'm
Halifar
looking
kind
for
of goes. You trust these people, Fenrir?
Absolutely. The ones that are present, yes.
And I think at that point it
This
would be
is
okay.
YouTube. I will pull it out of my bag of holding,
Okay.
and I will hand the box to you.
Open the box.
Look, you
What's in the
just
box? It's
destroyed
just a
magic
small
item in front of
ingot.
me with
Mhm.
no
But
warning.
you still have it's just like.
Dangerous, man.
Have you ever seen a like a artist drawing of what the magnetic poles and the gravitational fields around Earth look like.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you open this box, it's just magic arcing and moving and shifting. You see primordial, divine, you see magic you've never seen before, temporal magic. There's all kinds of things moving and shifting. You are holding a piece of creation in your hand. Roll me an Arcana check.
Guess we gotta kill Finnegan.
Wait
Well,
for me.
here we go.
Is it advantage again?
I'll give advantage.
Okay, well I'm gonna re-roll that because
Yeah.
that's a natural 1.
Well, you get halfling luck anyway.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm re-rolling that one. All right. Okay, that's better. 28.
All right. Again, it's just the fact. It's like you're trying to. You took like the UV resistant sunglasses. You're staring right at a UV light. It's trying to compensate. You can feel it adjust. If you were to use this as a focal point to cast magic, yeah, it would do some amazing magical wonders. But then again, you wouldn't survive.
Backlash would be insane.
Okay. So I'm gonna close the box, hand it back to Fenrir.
Back in my back.
Alifar, what else have you seen that may be made from this?
I have seen a few of the remnants of Legacy. There is a throne in a kingdom far to the east of here that has a figurehead made of that material.
I thought he was about to say the whole throne was made of this. I was like,
In the Atarok desert of Marat, there are shards embedded in an old grave that is so haunted that none have been able to enter to pull the shards out.
In Marat?
Deep within the Atarok desert, it's known as the Tomb of the Sleepless One.
We've discussed Marat before.
Yes.
It's where Nathaniel gets his coffee.
Where you get your coffee is the Alabaster Coast. The Atarok Desert is the massive inner desert, what was once the Atarok Sea.
Didn't the cards come from there?
The what?
The cards. That area?
I don't think, because the cards are a item of divinity of Zanthra. Now
have
the
the
ones
same
you may
look on
you
our
may have
faces.
received some from a trader from there.
I believe.
The Tomb of the Sleepless One. Which don't tell me that exists. Because they're
Where-
also playing in Fitera. Different
I'm not
timelines.
gonna say anything right now.
Where. This is Ricky asking
Okay.
because he can't remember. Where were the Queen and her brother
It's
from?
not there.
They were from Nirakesh, which is the largest city on the Alabaster Coast in Marat.
I'm gonna ask.
Form inspiration, by the way, bravo. World building, folks. World building.
All right. What was it called again?
I mean, I love moments like that when, like, the world I have, because you read like curses around this and make connections, and the world you build, it starts making connections, and you're sitting going, where is she at?
That's something that
What
you
you trying to
haven't
make the brain
mentioned in what, months real time?
Yep.
And you have players going,
Yes.
oh wait, hang on, what about this? So you know that your players are invested.
Yes.
Yes.
Even if we don't take the best notes,
What was
we do keep
the desert called?
was called the Ahtiraq, Ahtiraq, which is a derivative of the Arabic word for hot.
Mhm.
So literally, my desert is called the really hot desert.
And then the city that the queen and her brother were from.
Nirakesh, Nyrakesh, Nirakesh.
We're finding all of the DLC points.
And then the Tomb of the Sleepless One.
Okay, yeah, got that. All right.
So the way Murat sits, you have the Alabaster Coast, then you have the Imperium Arcanum, you have the Dracerian Empire, and that's like the top half, and then the bottom half is the Kumbu Frontier. That's the more primordial part of the
Okay. Going to ask.
Oh, my food.
world. Oh, DoorDash.
It's me.
How
Thank you.
far?
Thank you very much.
How far that location is from
Suddenly light.
Nirakesh.
The Tomb of the Sleepless One is on the southern, it's the southern part of the Ahtiraq. So it's several weeks from Nirakesh. Nirakesh sits on the furthest northern part of the Alabaster Coast. Also the largest city in the world. It's roughly, I think, almost 20 miles at its widest point.
That would be interesting to go see.
No kidding.
And what can you tell me about the Sleepless One?
Supposedly, the Sleepless One was one of the high priests of the usurper gods. I am not sure which one has any knowledge concerning them before the cataclysm and they were cast into the abyss is extremely rare and hard to come by, and a lot of it is forbidden in certain circles. Considering what the tomb is, it would probably be one of the usurpers that deal with the grave or death domains. My money being on Athmanox, usurper god of bone and fire.
That motherfucker again?
It is said that he was blessed by the god, the usurper he chose, with powers unseen before. It was how the usurpers kept dominion over their worshippers. Because during the Great War with the Titans, there came a time when the gods were so busy trying to push back Vysoren and his ilk that the mortal races thought the gods had forgotten them, and they sent up a great cry of despair to the void. That is what brought the usurper gods. Now, the usurper gods were nowhere near powerful enough to face the Titans, even with the worshippers, with being worshipped. Funnily enough, it was one of the usurpers themselves that told the prime deities how to stop their brethren. The deity you now know by the name of Asmodeus, king of the 9 hells, king of the 9 hells. He was the one who, under his design, hell was built and the usurpers were first imprisoned there. Then later they were freed by Asmodeus to wreak havoc upon the world in what is known as the cataclysm. After that, they were cast into the abyss by the gods. That's when the Exodus happened. The gods left Phaetera. Asmodeus was thrown into hell, cratering it into the 9 levels. Then later, during the betrayal, Tiamat sought to free Asmodeus, opened the gates of hell, and oddly enough, this is when my ilk, Tieflings, entered the world. Was when the great usurper Asmodeus walked the prime plane. This is also the time of the fallen age, the Dark Empires. That only with the comet of hope's return did the mortal races rise up and push back against the forces. And Bahamut himself imprisoned Tiamat and threw Asmodeus into hell, slamming and sundering the gates. Whatever rests within that tomb is a being of primordial power and evil that this world has not seen in aeons. Just the essence of such a creature could warp the very fabric of life and death.
Could it reverse the flow of the ley lines?
No. That sort of power is one that only the prime deities themselves, who set the ley lines, could do. Actually, 16 plus a 22 is more than enough to know this information. Or something containing their essence, as you see him glance toward Fenrir's bag.
So this is more of a, I didn't do it, don't look at me. Obviously.
Just instinct. It was Montel.
Or this. And hold up the key.
It would take a lot more than the pieces of star metal present here to begin to affect the ley lines. You would need divine material on the size of a building to even start.
Would there be enough of this material at this grave?
What little bit I was able to glean before and what I know of. The shards, no, there would not. My theory is the shards are there to act as a lock in a jail, much as the points from your position, be the northeast, much as the Platinum Star was set to bound by Sora the Dark Titan. These shards are set to keep the Sleepless One locked within that tomb.
Is that star made of the same material?
A similar. You hold a refined. That is the pure ore of the void. I want you to roll me an insight check, Finnegan.
Cool.
Because you've been hitting around a topic that I know Ricky may not know, but Finnegan for sure. Kind of me understanding how his brain works. This would connect.
17.
You just not long ago fought an entity who was attempting to redirect energy, not from ley lines, but from an external source. You remember there was a device he mentioned set up far above in the mountain range. You never went to check what happened to that device. A device that was meant to channel and pull energy from the horizontal eclipse.
I don't remember.
We were never told about a device.
This is what I'm asking him.
This is what we're discussing.
Beck's intelligence is far
Yeah,
smaller,
that
so
actually-
I'm asking Derek,
That
a
does, yeah.
smarter player.
I could have swore like in my monologue it was like there and he mentioned there was a focal point above that was it was when you were scrying him and it was like an offhand conversation topic between him and Ebron was that the upper lenses were aligned properly now.
I do remember something about
but
things
okay.
being aligned
Yeah.
and things. I just thought the main part was that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'Cause it
our
was-
focus
it was
was
a
on
big-
him
Yeah, that's-
taking over the scrying.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Nothing about lenses.
That's involved though?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Point of inspiration for you as well, Finnegan.
Thank you. But Finnegan is smarter than Fenrir. In the what was it, the Underdark? With the
Mhm. Yes.
big rock that was a piece of the star
The platinum shard.
is a lot is involved.
Okay.
That's the best
So,
Vex intelligence can
I will give it to you. What Zytharian was doing was pulling energy down because that shard already set on a small convection of ley lines.
Okay.
There was a temple. There's some stuff there. That's later on you'll find. So he's trying to pull and use the power in the ley line and power that to energize the shard and free the soul, the piece of Isorn within it. What is being done now is instead of pulling energy down, it's pulling the energy inward.
Okay.
And while the initial item may start, you would have to have a massive battery, a massive thing to focus and contain that power of the ley lines that the gods set into place.
Okay, I got a weird thought process I want to ask. When we went into the Underdark, where did we go in at? What continent were we on?
You were on Felmont. You were in the Shattered. You went in Kvathir. There was a mine that opened up and led down into one of the dissensions.
But we traveled for days in the Underdark. Did we ever assess where we were when we stopped finally?
You did not.
Fenrir has the Outlander feat.
Yeah, which is absolute direction, basically. You can
Yeah.
kind of know.
And I know the exact layout of geography that I've been to.
As you stop and think for a moment, Fenrir,
Cool.
you
Tweet, tweet.
you were well into, you had crossed underneath into Stornacor.
We were at this latitude and longitude-ish.
Alright, so Finnegan will.
How much has Grim told Finreal about his home?
Depends.
Would he have told Finreal about some of the famous landmarks of his home?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a history check, adding proficiency.
Nice.
You remember Grim telling you. Not a picture. Grim told you.
No, Gold Canary.
Oh, the Gold Canary. Yeah.
I figured that would be the one helping her.
Grim told you about the largest mountain in Stornacor. It is known as the Shattered Spine. It is an ancient volcano that the caldera has a 1 mile diameter lake in it. It rises roughly 35,000 feet into the air. You were directly underneath that caldera, roughly 2 miles down.
Yeah.
Then again, you know for a fact that the natural, Caldera's water is a massive focal point. So if they had some sort of device in the center of that lake amplifying it, that water is a natural lens, and the Caldera's funnel would essentially funnel the power of the eclipse down into right where that temple was.
And the eclipse happens tomorrow night?
No, that was the eclipse that happened when you fought Cythera.
Okay.
This is the solstice. The solstice is when the day is the longest.
Okay.
Meaning that's the sun will be in the air. It will be in the air longer than normal. And because of where that is, it's roughly about an hour in the past, so to speak. So, what would be, say, midday on that caldera would be about 2 o'clock in the afternoon of Wild Weird, so to speak.
Okay.
You're welcome for time zone questions.
Thank you. Want to see Matt Mercer deal with that?
Have you been to that volcano, that caldera?
No. Heard about it though. Quite a lot from my dad.
Actually, Grim, you would not
Have I?
have because
No?
because that caldera, that mountain, is the base for the Bloodscale clan.
Oh. That explains why I didn't go. Dad heard about it though. Told me about it.
It's roughly about 4 or 5 miles from the strait that the orcs would often use to cross over. So,
Has Halipar heard of that? Or been there? I'll ask. Seems he's been everywhere.
He's traveled all over.
I have seen that mountain before. I've never been inside the caldera, nor do I wish to tangle with that war clan of orcs who call that place home. I do know that apparently, due to its elevation and the snow that has melted to form that lake, it is crystal clear as glass. And that the base is a perfect concave.
When was the last time you were in the area?
It's been
Insight check!
years. It's been a few years.
Fuck. It's only a 10.
It's been a few years. I mean, yeah, I've been there recently. Before my time in Port Cliff, when I was a younger tiefling wandering the world.
So about 200-300 years ago.
So look up. Oh, if it's getting this late here, it's probably pretty late back in Wildwood.
Salafar's like, stop, you quit.
Question your 4. Decade 3.
You just turned the sun against
I would like to teleport us back 5 hours.
Mr. Finnegan, if you would, I do have a council meeting early in the morning to get to. And if you don't, all I can tell you is that we will be meeting with emissaries from Kralot.
Yeah, they're bad.
That's what my wisdom tells me as well.
They're fairly free with their use of slurs as well.
They also used teleportation stone as a phylactery, and there are 2 wizards in it right now.
What?
What?
I think your word choice is
You guys
wrong.
didn't know that.
I think your word choice is
What
wrong.
do you mean
But yeah.
they use it as a phylactery? It takes centuries to create a phylactery.
It's sort of a ghetto phylactery.
You explain what you found.
You are so off on the one word you were using, and that's
Really, no, it stores their soul essence.
All right. So
Consumes souls.
Finreal is incredibly horrified that is an option that can happen with teleportation.
Fingernails like, I'm gonna walk.
They finagled the thing.
So, Halifar looks at you and goes, oh, no. I will admit it is a similar thing, but what has happened is that gem, there was a void within it, the energy that powers it. And when they, in the process of the magic transporting them, it felt energy similar and basically used that energy to replace it that was missing. Fortunately, that means that, yes, and that part of them is stuck within that stone, and another part of them is currently adrift somewhere within the astral expanse. It is possible to save them. As soon as I'm done with my meeting, I will be contacting the Archmage himself and see if perhaps I could render some assistance. That is the only thing. I've never heard of just piece of an arcane item being nullified like that. The only thing I can think of is something about the last one was used when it drained the energy to bring them over. Something about their physiology stopped it from fully recharging itself as it's naturally supposed to do off of the ley lines.
Trying to think of how I want to explain this.
Trying to get pieces all over me.
You and Reginald are like over in on the side shot doing like just kind of tussling back and forth.
No, Grim's listening. He just has no idea what the fuck is being said.
Fenrir's standing next to Grim, getting increasingly more horrified as he just thinks of all of the times that we've just teleported.
I don't think
Everywhere.
that's what it was.
We
I
teleport
thought
there.
he says no.
We
Oh, well.
teleport
I
there.
mean, I
We teleport there.
what
This is in the most bastardized language for this. But does it make sense
It
writing
does,
like that?
and no, that's
Okay, yeah. That was my thought. But.
would a creature with a divine spark cause that?
It's quite the opposite. It would be a creature whose very anatomy is corruptive to magical and arcane essence would probably cause that.
Like a draconian?
I've never heard of draconians disrupting magic.
When was the last time we saw a draconian?
Today.
He's
This morning before lunch.
Before
Or
that.
before breakfast.
The day before that.
Finnegan, I don't know what you're insinuating. I have not seen a draconian before they stepped foot in Port Blaker.
What if they were undead?
If they were undead, unless they were very powerful undead that can register their life force as living, the teleportation circle would not have brought them over.
So a lich? God damn it.
Look, left and right side of the brain are fighting over here.
Look, everyone just give him custody of all the brain cells.
Yep, that's what we're trying to do.
Conversation.
That's literally
He's
what
the
we're trying
smart one.
It would be very unusual for a lich to take the form of a draconian.
What about a void creature?
Again, I don't even know what would happen if a creature of the void tried to move through a teleportation circle.
So, you explained something to me
Okay.
last week. You said that the source of magical energy that I saw around this draconian, or not around this draconian,
The aura that kind
on
of
this draconian.
kind of like emanated. Yeah,
reminded me of when Rikara cast spells. You said it was a similar energy to that.
yes.
Now, Ricky knows, and Finnegan, to an a different degree, understands that Rikara gets his power from a divine spark as a sorcerer.
A
No, no.
divine bloodline.
He gets his power from his bloodline.
Right.
That's something.
But
we
as a
were gonna
divine
discuss,
soul
though.
sorcerer,
That's fair.
There's a
That,
divinity
that
to
is
it.
fair. I'll give you that. It's less about the divine aspect, more about his gem draconic aspect. The fact he is a gem dragon.
okay.
That is fair. I didn't. That's my. I didn't take into the account you are a divine soul sorcerer. I forget that there is an element of divinity within the bloodline.
Okay. What color did you say that draconian was?
Blue.
Was the draconian
Draconian.
bluish purple?
Okay.
They don't have scales so much like a leathery skin.
More lizard-like.
More lizard-like than
than
draconic.
draconic. Okay. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
My brain, my single solitary brain cell has done all the work
You,
that it can
you
do.
guys
for
are
this.
right there. And the thing is that this is something it's a story I just can't give this to you.
So this draconian
Grim
would
everything.
from
That's
a
why that's why I'm
gemstone
passing him notes.
line.
It wasn't him, the whole thing that was glowing though. Like
No, like it was his entire anatomy. If he were a Gem Dragonborn, that aura would make sense.
Okay. So he's like a hybrid.
You asked me that question, and I told you the answer to it.
Yeah, that can happen.
Halifar will let you know that, from what I understand, the reason why they subjugated the Dragonborns is the Draconians could not intermingle with them. Draconians are hatched. Dragonborn are live birth.
That's just a misnomer.
The hatched only is a misnomer for dragons.
What if they found a way to manipulate it?
To
Let's just say that life finds a way.
I knew where you were going as soon as you opened your
the
mouth.
question I would have then is to what end? Why would a draconian, need to have the appearance or the bloodline of a dragonborn in him?
Perhaps it's not just being dragonborn. Perhaps it's being of a particular bloodline.
Or subrace of dragonborn. You said it gave off the same aura that Ricardo uses when he calls upon his bloodline.
Yes.
Okay, Halifar.
I will assist him in whatever the fucking role it is. We're working shit out.
Actually, he would have advantage on this round because right now he's got a 28.
Oh darn.
19 plus 14.
33.
33. Halifar's eyes go wide, and I want the 3 here to roll perception check.
What about also Reginald? Because he's pretty competent.
Sure, Reginald can roll a perception check too.
Actually,
I have
said-
14.
Alright, so what's Reginald's?
22.
He has a
I think you said +2 last time.
plus 2. We'll go with plus 2 for the moment. Yeah.
Alright, Finnegan rolled a 10.
Did he do it again?
He got a dirty 20.
Go, Reggie! Go,
This
Reggie!
panda's like,
What do your
What'd
red
you roll,
panda
Brendan?
eyes see?
22.
14.
Reginald
14.
is no longer Reginald. His name is now Scoobert Doobert.
Okay. So, Grim, for a moment, the normal sort of like bronze golden irises, the normal like bronze irises of Halifar's eyes, that pupil goes from a humanoid circle to a reptilian slit. You see Reginald suddenly, like, his ears go wide and he lowers himself into a submissive posture at Halifar. Halifar is like, we need to get back to Port Belaven now.
Okay.
You know, that there was a bass reverberance in his voice when he said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gather
let's
round!
All right.
Finnegan
Now, guys,
immediately moves
Teleport.
All right.
Could
So,
be us, so we can come by here to get the fuck out of here.
all right.
Get the fuck.
You teleport back to Port Belaven. We're going to re-roll time about a few hours.
Hang on.
Are we going to home?
I'll be using the key to teleport us back.
So you, what destination point do you put in your?
Where does he suggest that we go?
Your estate will work fine.
Okay.
Okay. So where don't did this? I need.
In the foyer of the house.
All right. So we'll re-roll time back a few hours. Montel's still at the Silvery Barbs. Rakara and Sorner, you two still down in the basement with.
I'd work with Yorks for a little bit, and
Yeah.
then maybe take Sandra aside and go through the fireside chat we had earlier.
Okay.
And do a thing.
Practicing this the whole time. He needs real world experience if he wants to use it. That's why I have spoons, so I can't actually hurt him. Well, can't. I won't actually hurt him that badly.
Oh, so you want like a real fight kind of deal?
Give him a chance. Yes. Why do you think I took this off?
He can strike at me if he wants. Come on, then let's go.
You sure?
Fight
Yes.
over who he beats up.
I have more
No,
HP than
beat
him at this
No,
moment.
beat
So
me up.
How so? You have. I lost 5 HP.
I thought you.
No, he's.
Oh, we fully healed after everything. Like, he just didn't take care of the burn.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know. So
Yeah, blessed Boker, don't do that.
I was the blessed pinata.
14 to hit.
no.
Just
She. And again.
even that's 13 to hit.
Can I unconcentrate on mage armor? Does that do anything?
You watch as Yorox stares at you, his breathing. You see his eyes kind of.
Control it. In
He
through the
goes
nose, out through the
reckless.
mouth.
Oh, great.
22 to hit.
That'll hit.
He might have picked up something from Grim.
Well, it's been Grim that's been
I
trained.
did activate him by
5 points of bludgeoning damage as wham! That's just slams.
What the?
For the moment, like as soon as it hit, like everything. I did it! I did it!
Man already got a feat.
Where did you learn that?
I was watching Grim practice. He gets really, really angry, and then he just starts swinging. He doesn't. He just goes all in at it.
That-
Just
You,
watch.
it seems you do that better than any regimented thing that I can teach you. Do that. That's fine.
Just forget everything I said.
Forget everything I said.
So
Just
you
lose
see
your
him
shit
focus-
and go for it.
Focus down. He's like, okay, rage. I don't want to be angry.
Back in the head.
Swing at you, Swordman. Let's see. 23 to hit.
Yeah, I'm not in armor, so it's fine. I know it's
6
just-
points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
Whacks! He slaps you. How long does this go on for?
Right in the shoulder.
Maybe just another minute or so. And,
Okay.
It's mainly to get him practice against things that are not just grim fights. Like, there's actually some
Yeah.
movement and other things. It's not just a barrel down on him and he barrels back.
He's going to do one more attack against you, then, Riccara. 16. It's a 22 to hit.
shield. I'll be able.
Okay.
Real fight.
Fool me once.
That was fun.
It's getting late. We should probably
Yeah.
talk in. Yes. But
Okay. By the way, by this point, the other children have long since gone to bed. Thank you. I'm not scared anymore.
you did well. You
That's
did very
the point.
well.
He goes and he sets the fake sword down. You see him go to grab his sword, and he's like, I don't need it right now. He turns and just walks up to you.
Hey.
Grim feels another
Put him
swelling
back.
of
Go through our
pride.
whole
Doesn't
fireside
know why.
discussion.
And in that fireside discussion, restoration is when meta magic.
I was gonna say restoration and regeneration because I don't think restoration's gonna fix his horn, but
Would it?
regeneration will.
Regeneration would, not greater restoration.
No.
Restoration would probably fix my skin, but
I thought
regeneration
I
would
thought
do
it
your horn.
fixes missing body parts.
No,
Did I?
regeneration.
Regeneration does. I will do regeneration for your
Lost the
horn though.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
And look, the car is finally complete.
Damn, that miniature is no good anymore.
I haven't used it in months.
Gonna have to update that now.
So As you finish, you stepping up out, to head back in the foyer. A large yellow portal suddenly appears as Finnegan, Halifar, Reginald, Grim, and Finrio just quickly move through.
Morty,
before
we've got to go back.
the portal closes.
To the future.
What was that?
Where's Nathaniel? Ring. Where's Nathaniel? Nathaniel.
Nathaniel!
I should be out of range of the ring right now.
Actually, because you're on the other side, yeah.
Yep.
So he isn't.
Yeah, even with the increase to a mile,
I
you're still
don't know.
not
I
out of
haven't
range.
seen
yeah.
him all day. We've been
Do we need to
training.
contact him?
Yes.
That'd be
Where
a
was the
good
last
idea.
time you saw him?
So, Nathaniel,
Saw him at
what are you going to do at the Silver?
Well, having picked up on that Fey energy on the Wall Clyde, before I drink or eat anything, I'm going to be checking everything for magical effects on them.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Someone knows their face.
Natural 20.
Someone knows their don't eat from the Fae.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
I like
The
being
only-
myself.
The only magical effects you sense
If
from the
they ask
food
for
in this
your
little
name.
area are things like to help with laboratory with libido, that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
to reclaim energy. On natural 20 though, as you're just kind of like leaning back for a split second, there was a massive pulse of Fey and I guess what school is teleportation? Teleport spell.
Conjuration?
Conjuration.
I want to say is conjuration.
Conjuration.
A massive spike of Fey and conjuration energy far beneath you in an area you've been before, that under basement where you had the fight where Kieran was dressed as a member of the Code Creek.
Ah. How far down is that?
Probably good 50, 60 feet.
Cool. How long have I been sitting here, roughly?
A couple hours at this point.
Perfect. So long rest. So
It's short rest.
I've technically had a long rest.
3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours. Like
Yeah.
rest. Yeah.
Cool. I put a platinum underneath the picture.
Okay.
Lean back and disappear into a dimension door, going right there.
Basically chair falls backwards, he drops down, and chair is
Yep.
Roll me a luck roll.
6.
You're stuck in the wall.
So you do the whole fall. You do the dimension door, only until 6 feet down, about 50 feet before you're hit with essentially a magical barrier. So now you're just in that. You're literally like you hit the floor of the cellar above the where the staircase will lead down into it. Something is preventing you from teleporting in. Like somebody has the forethought to stop, to basically put up a barrier to stop teleportation, that kind of stuff.
So where does it put me?
So if this is the basement, the under crypt, you're basically right above it in the cellar, where the large door in the barrel is. And that barrel is still here.
I go in the physical way.
As you hit the spigot and open it, roll me a charisma saving throw.
14.
You pass out.
Cool.
You come to sitting back in your chair with the folded piece of pink paper and it's folded to look like some sort of flower or some sort of flowery insect just sitting in front of you, and you watch as it begins to unfold itself. And written in common, it says, I need to make a roll real quick. Okay. You're cute, but don't go sticking your nose in places it's not wanted, please. Signed, the lady.
Is there any symbol on it next to the name? As if maybe a new marker for a group?
There is a symbol there, but it's in a language that doesn't make sense to you. It's not thieves' cant. It's not of the any of the alphabetic languages you know. It's almost like somebody, you know, they like nowadays, but before they did like the notaries were like raise the edges.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially what it is, like it's like a symbol that so again that strange flower, but it's like writing around the edges of it.
Can I understand the writing?
You cannot.
Not even being able to read all languages?
Tell me these things, myself.
Yeah, don't.
That is-
Yes, but you have
Yeah.
to let him know
Yeah, 'cause
because
My bad.
he has 7 people and then X.
Well, no, I didn't know
Track
if this was due to it being a
No, this
arcane
is-
language or if it was
No.
just
It's Sylvan.
okay.
It reads, "The Lady of the Fae."
History for that name. I used to be a performer, so I would have that kind of
Okay,
idea.
I'll give it to you. Roll me a history check.
19.
No specific thing comes to mind, but there are lords and ladies of the Feywilds, of the Fey realm. They're known as Archfey. Meanwhile, back at the house, the remaining 5 of you now standing here as the rest have stepped through. Halifar, a very odd look on his face, as he steps in quickly. He's like, I need to get to I need to find Hemlock. We have to.
Hey, Hemlock, where you at?
Find who?
He goes,
Is Hemlock within 500 feet of these?
luck roll. Actually, you remember you were
Can
the
you
the
send,
ring range increases, so it's a mile now.
Oh,
a
sending?
message to Nathaniel and get him here.
Sure.
Very
That's
important.
He's not within a
No,
mile.
not within a mile. You think he may be at his home, which is in the Sword District in the garrison.
I'll send a message sending to Nathaniel. We need you back at the estate ASAP.
About the time you finish reading that realization of an archfey, that's when that message comes in.
Note in my pocket.
The platinum piece is gone, by the way.
Good. Oh, is the picture also gone, or was the picture left whenever?
Oh, the picture is also gone. You
Okay.
basically pop back up at a blank table with that folded piece of paper.
Perfect. I start walking out. As soon as I'm outside.
He can. Do you respond?
No.
Oh.
Before I walk out, I say thank you to both the hair waitress and the furbo I talked to on my way in.
Roll me an insight check.
11.
They each give you a smile as they just kind of bow to you. Please come back and see us again, sir. Aye, thank you very much.
And as soon as I'm out the door, Arcane Gate home.
Cool.
My 1/6 level spell.
Gotcha.
He
With
did.
your warlock, they're all
he did-
6 level
He didn't
spells.
respond.
No.
So I'm not sure where.
Once you reach 5, all your spells are 5th level, but you get as you level up
Gotcha,
1
gotcha,
6,
gotcha, okay.
1 7. Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
and
blah,
it's once
With
per
everything
day.
that's going on,
What's?
They
you might
hand
could
you
use this.
a bow.
Yeah.
Oh.
The curve of the bow looks to be that of almost like draconic type horns. You see dragon bone reinforcing its length. A dark green sinewy string run between it, and in the grip, which is made to be ambidextrous, you see the symbol of Bahamut made into the grip of the bow.
Thank you. I'm speechless at the moment. Except for, what the? Where'd y'all go?
I think I have an understanding about what may be happening. It involves a secret, and I must go confirm with knowledge at my shop. Please.
If you wait a minute, the head of the library should be here soon.
Why?
Because he follows him. It is like he is a beacon.
Because I always use magic to get everywhere.
Oh, about that. Essentially, your magical essences have been locked and have been clocked by the Archmagus. As long as you're moving within certain boundaries, he has decided it's less trouble. It's more trouble to stop you than to let you. I need to return to.
Is this anything
Sad, I
about
need to
Bahamut's
talk to
and
him.
Kralots?
It may, yes, it may be something about them.
What do you want us to do? Do the same in a tizzy and
The meeting with the ambassadors from Kralot are to take place in the morning around 7 o'clock. Be at the council hall. I may have need of all of you.
Yes, sir.
You want to take turns watching an embassy?
First, I need to talk to you.
Oh,
And then I'm willing to.
I don't like this.
It's never a good thing when I need to
It's
talk.
not. No, it's not.
Should I go ahead and go set up watch now?
quick.
If you want, yes, I probably could use a quick nap.
I have a game question.
Yes.
Just to make sure that I remember correctly.
Okay.
How far is a gold skin tiefling, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Gold skin.
So Grim.
His
Okay.
horns more draconic looking with various baubles and bronze colored eyes.
Yep.
I'm gonna go set up watch
Okay.
at the embassy.
Gotcha.
Um,
You need help with that?
are you?
Just I couldn't for some reason I couldn't get the
horns to do
put
it.
them on.
Yeah,
Have
that's
you
fine.
been
That's
doing
fine.
anything
I've done the same
today
thing,
that?
like trying to do
Ricky
it.
knows what Finnegan knows.
Yep.
Absolutely. Could I use another set of eyes?
Going with you.
Actually,
Sorry,
I need to talk
promised
to
your
you as
parents
well,
I'm
so
not
I'll
gonna
take
make
second
you
watch. That way I can
Never
let
have
you
a
know
chance of
something.
dying. Going with them.
Halifar looks instantly like he leaves the door shutting. You feel the dimension. You feel magical energy as he's basically gated away to
Did
his.
you know he had weird eyes?
What did y'all do to spook him so bad?
He has weird eyes. They went all slitty for a
I
moment.
mean, with us, is there
Hey, Graham,
anything that
Hey,
isn't
me.
only weird?
you've seen similar eyes. You've seen similar eyes a lot. You have stared into those eyes almost every day since you first started working and left the White Oak Tavern. As your gaze slowly turns to Rakara's eyes,
Ting.
that reptilian slit, that draconic slit,
Or Seb's eyes.
or Sev's eyes.
Also, the doesn't even have to roll insight against Fenrir at all.
Just
Fenrir,
It's
your
a
face
very
is saying
similar
too much.
For hatchlings.
four hatchlings. Yeah.
Thank you.
He's not
Something
a tiefling, is he?
What?
Fenrir
Well,
you watch as Fenrir puts the hood up and lowers
Well,
his head.
I tell him, your face is saying too much.
wait, what's going?
No, but
Things we are not allowed to speak of.
okay,
It's not
fine.
something
It's
that we need to worry about
it's
right
not-
now.
it's not
because
something that
it's
takes
something
priority.
That has him spooked. And we know, we have seen some of the things he can do, and let's just stay on his good side by focusing on what is actually going on and what the hell did y'all discuss that got him pissed off.
what he said.
He's a friend. He's an ally. He'll catch you up. We're gone.
Halifar's a
All
dragon.
right, have a good night. Have a good night.
I think I knew
I
that
speed
already.
up.
Finnegan's the only one that didn't know
I
that
speed up
already,
then slow
evidently.
down. Because I realized, oh, my movement speed's
Your
faster.
movement
than
hasn't
yours.
been like you haven't had. Spent a lot of time around Halifar to pick up hints.
I was gonna say I haven't done anything with it, but also
I had a
didn't have a reason to think
religious
anything of it.
experience earlier in the day.
Oh dear, did you go to
Did you
Silver
go
Bar-
to the Silver
camp?
Parks?
Sam's room?
No, not
You
that.
went to the camp?
The camp?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking
You
about?
said you had a religious experience with him.
No, not like
Okay.
Oh, by the way, we've had some Fae move in.
Went to a cabin in the woods.
Faye?
Fae.
Of course.
Draconians.
Went to the body shop.
The Fae are...
Halifar is apparently a dragon. What else could turn up? What else could turn this thing sideways?
I check out the window and wait for something to explode. Because he just said the worst words ever imaginable. So I'm waiting for something to explode.
That is a valid point.
Nothing appears to explode.
Finnegan's gonna go to sleep.
Wow, surprising.
Because it's been a long day, and tomorrow's going to also be a long day.
I'm
Give me
fully
6
rested.
Uh,
But yeah, we have Faye.
Where do you go,
Probably an
Ricardo?
Archfey. They've chosen to go by the lady. And I hand Sondrin the note.
Before you go, I need you to look at this talisman thing.
Okay, I'll look at the talisman thing.
Roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
There's possible out of game that I want to potentially bring in game from this. That would be your thought process.
You said advantage?
Advantage. This is a magical item.
30.
For the at the first moment he hands you, it's the normal, like the golden dragon and the Mobius, the Ouroboros, nothing. Then as you kind of move it and you see it manipulate to where it becomes more of the Draco Lich looking, and that blade, a very small blade, almost like even to a halfling, this blade would almost do no damage. There is an enchantment on that blade, a powerful transmutation enchantment that it has to be triggered with a certain thing. You're not sure what triggers it, but the enchantment will turn, it basically will transmute the molecule of its target into pure energy. It's a trigger for a bomb.
Oh, I'm glad we have it.
We have one. We know of another.
What do you feel?
It's a trigger for a bomb.
Can I have it back?
Give it. No.
It's not, this is
Outside
not,
Reginald.
Yeah, Reginald's
There-
like...
there is something, this is added to something, and it creates basically a cascading effect, and that's what causes the explosion.
Creates a nuclear. It's basically like nuclear fission
Essentially, yes.
in magic form.
I would also like to point out he now remembers the fact that Nathaniel was holding it for a moment.
Riccara, your
Internal
scales,
screaming.
your scales like dull for a moment.
All right, so he handed me this note from the lady. I have a thought process
Okay.
from something I know out of game to an extent. I don't know enough because y'all, for once, y'all are good at keeping secrets. Does this note smell familiar?
I know this perfume.
That is kind of what my thought process is.
What is it?
It's the way you described that bugbear, in all honesty. Or not
The
bugbear,
Fearball?
Furball.
Purple.
Purple gray skin. I know there's been a discussion between the two of y'all about what's been going on, and that's why I know. Does this note smell familiar?
No.
No. Okay.
Furbolgs have like
I will
purplish
explain
gray
to
skin.
you the events
That's-
regarding
That's why mine was
the
like.
Gotcha. No,
does it
that's
smell
uh,
familiar? Is anything about this?
draconians, like
This is a sign.
the way the conversation went and stuff like that, so that you're caught up.
I asked for my notepad.
Draconic bloodline. Jim.
Hybrid. Test.
No, not.
Roll me a card. with
I think I know, but I don't want to metagame it too much.
roll me an insight.
Can I have a tune back to Politicians for Him?
Sure.
Well, that
sure.
doesn't help insight with that. Never mind.
I'll give you advantage of this roll because it's dealing with dragons and draconians.
Can I take that?
Yes, you can keep it.
16, 17. I'm thinking.
Hybrids, no. Breeding, no. But the draconians were known for performing ungodly experiments and surgeries on Dragonborn. Specifically, transmuting Dragonborn blood into draconian body to replicate their breath weapon. This draconian may be carrying some remnant of a gem dragon within its bloodline, within its literal blood. And we'll end it there for tonight with 10 o'clock. We didn't get there, but we're getting close. We're getting close.
It's technically the next day, finally.
And Finnegan goes to sleep.
This 24 hours has been action packed.
I wasn't even here for a session,
About
and
to throw it
apparently.
at you.
This whole chapter shall be called the world's longest day.
You see how
It literally feels like a Dragon Ball Z
Am
episode.
I on the right track?
Or a Naruto episode.
No.
Or they